This is one of the most serious videos that I've ever had to make on this platform, and this has been going on for over 4 months. Now, I want to let all of you know that this has not happened the first time or the second. It's been happening to a lot. And this user who's been harassing SonicTubers and content creators on both Discord and YouTube and other platforms, etc., this needs to stop. So, if you want to recap on the videos that I've uploaded on May and June, the video links are down in the description below so you can recap on everything that I've said. And yes, I am going to be mentioning his name again because he has not only crossed the line, but he has violated the terms and guidelines and services on the internet. So for today's video, I'm going to be documenting the same user who's been doing a lot of negative crap. And I will be reviewing a lot of these documentaries, and just for clarifications that this documentary that you're about to be reading, I am going to be censoring out some of the usernames and the video links to prevent anyone from targeting the SonicTubers or content creators. If you want to go to the part where I will talk about the documentaries and review them, then here's the timestamp, go there right now. And there is a SonicTuber who I need to sincerely apologize to. Now if you're watching this, I need you to hear me out. Because what I'm about to show you is everything that Xeno the Hedgehog has done behind our backs. And of course he's done a lot of harassing, cyberbullying, manipulating his audiences, and of course, he's refusing to listen to any criticism. Little did he know is that myself and a team of moderators have been recording evidence and surveillance over the last 4 months. And what we had witnessed on his behalf was nothing but appalling. So please, have a listen to what I have to say and read the documentaries that I will be showing on screen and the links that will be provided in the description box below. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and start off with the one that I know in particular. Now the first document is made by Lol Dude, and this is on the Roblox Sonic Drama document. I will go ahead and read it right now. External is a 17-year-old who acts if he is 6. He involves himself in other people's drama, defends people who have done objective wrongs, thinks of himself as the main character, and is a general nuisance. Well, I agree with that. I had first come into contact with External when I was reading through chat and noticed him showcasing his game. And here's the image. External says, Sonic Networks is now released in beta on Roblox. Trailer to follow, and there's a YouTube link. Wow, this effing sucks. I spent days on working on the game. Why did you say that? It's true. The harsh true. And he says, what do you mean truth? And Mr. Sonic posted, I think it's... I don't know what it is, but... Sigma? I don't know what Sigma is, but... one of you might be able to tell me about it. It's just ass. Normal DSC is better than Boost Engine, not gonna lie. And in the next image it says, Mr. Lob, look peak! Are you just mad because you don't know how to make a Sonic game? Yeah, I'm mad as F. Shaking my head. SMH means shaking my head. In case if you did not know. He literally reworked 55% of the SWA engine, laughing my effing ass off. Not gonna lie, I thought the start was the game. I was about to say it was peak, but then, and I make my own engines, I for real can't make a Sonic game. The real thing appeared. It is a Boost Engine copy. Seems like it. I'm assuming that this is related to Sonic Lightspeed, because of course, Xeno did make that as a game, but he did steal assets from the previous developer. So I'm gonna get to that in a moment, in the next document. While I was scrolling through the chat, I had noticed Mr. Sonic and Mr. Lob had broken some rules, so I muted them as I would do anyone else. I also noticed that External DM'd me asking me to deal with them. And this is what he had to say. Hey lol dude, got a minute? Yeah. And External says, these I don't... He can't even spell! I think it was meant to say idiots. Obviously. He can't even spell! What?! See, he should have added IDIOTS. That's how you spell idiots. His grammar seriously needs work. Not gonna lie. Anyway, these idiots in the screenshot were complaining over my game using the same engine that Phantom uses. Here's the funny part. They came at me because my game is in beta, and they continuously told me I need to learn how to script when I do know the LUA coding language. And when I didn't know what the sound engine is, they made a huge fuss about it in the creations channel. Oh boy. He also screenshotted the usernames. So is there something the mods or you can do to keep this under control in your server? I muted him for sending NSFW messages. Thank you for your help though. I appreciate it. He should have said appreciate it instead of appreciated. He's supposed to spell I appreciate it, not I appreciated it. See? It's grammar again. Unreal. I wasn't going to ban them from my server since they were my friends, so I just informed him that they broke server rules and I muted them. Later on, External posted this video on his YouTube channel. It has now since been deleted, but I'm sure you get the general idea. So that video was deleted, and of course he was caught in 4K for that. It was a long rant about them. He mainly just insulted them. However, that seemed like the end of it. That was until he decided to get involved in drama between myself and Silvercased. Alright, I need to know your side of the story about this engine problem. Question mark. And External says, I was told that Silvercased only used the cube thing and one other and that's it. Rest was built into the boost engine. I don't really get where the Hedgehog engine stuff came from. And then Mr. Laugh says, aka lol dude, Silver's previous engine, the Silvercased engine, featured a bunch of stolen assets and uncredited mods, including my stuff. I asked him several times to remove those stolen assets, and I had thought he did. However, he had continued to steal. Later on, he decided to scrap it and make a new one, where he has continued to use mods and not credit them. He was streaming in the GC. GC means group chat. I was added to yesterday and I noticed he used my loading screen that was leaked. I asked him to remove it, however he refused. I then announced everything to my server and he had begun filling a DMCA. And then External says, you know you can't file a DMCA because that's related to copyright. And for the DMCA to actually work, your works have to be copyrighted too, which is impossible because it's a non-Sega thing. I can file a DMCA because he used my code. The code is not copyrighted unless you copyrighted it legally. Yeah, I don't think you know how DMCA works. DMCA is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. I know how it works. Cap. You can sue Silver because he used your stuff without your consent. Just a DMCA can't work anyway. It would fail over a goddamn character IP from Sega which is copyrighted. Yeah, you don't know how DMCA works. Oh really? Then what's these then? And he posted 3 screenshots. Both of you all are in the wrong here. It's the facts. No, it's not. You are completely in denial. And you do not know how DMCA works. Mr. Laugh knows a lot more than you can imagine. He is in the wrong. He has stolen from several people and has refused to remove the assets. You're also in the wrong too. Don't put all the blame into him. Him's blame? He said him's instead of his! Are you serious? He said him's instead of his. Again, grammar mistake. He can't even communicate. He cannot communicate. How am I in the wrong? You filed a false DMCA over a Sega character IP, harassed Silver taking things too far by ruining his career, making a huge fuss as you lied to them, and don't give me some bullshit excuses. Excuse me? Don't you dare talk to him like that. Don't you bloody dare talk to him like that. And don't you dare lecture him about DMCA. Cause you clearly don't have a clue to what you're doing and how you're managing your standards. Christ almighty. I filed a DMCA over scripts that are mine. I have asked him multiple times to take down the assets. I was making his actions known to the public. I have not lied to him. The only BS I see right now is you defending him. See his attitude. Xeno's attitude is just uncalled for. If he was here right now in the DMs with me, and if I was working on something that did not belong to him, trust me, he'd be caught in 4K. Meme, by the way. I'm not defending him, Sherlock. See, he's calling him Sherlock as sarcasm. He sarcastically said that to his face. How ungrateful can you be? How diabolical can you be? Both of you all are in the wrong. I'm only defending him because of your faults as well. He's the only one in the wrong. This who you defending? I love when you steal my friend's games like a ass censor. He's the only one in the wrong. Nuh-uh, don't even dare switch up the table. You both are in the wrong. Both of you. And he typed it in caps as if he was yelling at him. He is the only one in the wrong. Don't even dare try to put your faults in his K. His K! You meant him, K! Oh my lord! His grammar! Otherwise, you'll make a huge problem. You and Silver are responsible and it never changes. Don't even dare say he's the only one in the wrong. He is the only one in the wrong. I have tried to reason with him. For someone who claims to be 17, you are immature. Excuse me? Then what's his behavior I see from you? And he said, I don't suggest that you contradict him too much. It will happen to you like it did to me. I will speak ill of you and make people turn against you. You sure like to piss people off, don't you? Oh my word. What is he? What is he even on? It's like he's even worse than that arrogant chef from Hell's Kitchen Season 4. Jen! Or maybe even worse than that. Mark from Season 9's MasterChef US. And I'll tell you something. He did not deliver any finesse or any care or any quality to his cooking. Nothing whatsoever. But I hope he's doing well, of course. Ah yes, my behavior, that sure does look like my name and profile. Love how you're taking the side of an asset stealer. I don't know why I am even arguing with you. I should just block you. By the way, loved your video of getting harassed and bullied by Mr. Sonic and Lob. Hardest I have ever laughed. Wow. Well said. Well said. The funny thing is, Xeno wasted his time making a complaint towards Mr. Laugh. And then, it just backfired. That's not the best part though. The best part is coming up on my document. Because I've already updated everything and I've corrected it. And I'm gonna reveal that near the end of this video. Or maybe somewhere before the end. But it does depend how long I can record this document for. But anyway, I'm gonna proceed. After that last message, he blocked me. He likely did this as he knew he wasn't winning. After all of this, he posted this video, stating that he didn't want to be in another people's drama. Which is extremely ironic. Oh yeah, it is ironic. That didn't work out for him, did it? He also called me and everyone else who called him out disrespectful. He then posted the video in Caliburn Productions, which I then responded to, which he ignored. Oh yeah. Because he does not like to listen to valid criticism. Right, getting up closer with the image. There's the link. I'll be taking a break from YouTube and other platforms. You'll be taking a break. It didn't look like he was taking a break. It sounded like he was venting and ranting, taking his frustrations out on other content creators and people on Discord. That's why you get instant karma, buddy. Instant karma. Why are you playing the victim card? You involved yourself in my drama and now want to say that you were dragged into it. Crazy. Best thing is he told me to zip it when I tried to help him, but he can't just go into any drama he wants. I know. He did that to me, he did that to the Neon crew, he did that to the Sonic community, and he did it to the SonicTubers. O to the M to the G. What are we gonna see, OMG? External after this has been constantly seen in Caliburn Productions in VC1, or Voice 1, where he mainly complains about all the disrespectful people he has had to deal with, which he was rightfully made fun of for. External also posted this video where he basically just reiterated the first video. But he also made sure to advertise. The next bit of info I wasn't present for much, so I'm going to piece together what I can. Blank is a user who has been known to leak games and threaten to end their life, and External came to their defense after their recent outburst. On the 20th July, as of writing, there was a huge drama happening with External. It seemed to be due to him involving himself in others' drama and what he said about Blank. It ultimately ended in Bear2126, the owner of Caliburn, allowing External to stay even after all of the drama he has caused. Damn. I mean, if you think about it for one moment, if you think about it, this guy has got a big chip on his shoulder. This is the kind of behavior that we don't tolerate. When people try to post videos and just rant, complain, and vent towards other people because it didn't go his way. This has never been about winning or losing a conversation or an argument. It never has been. Hello people, I have a brand new announcement. Starting now, public server voice chats are gone. Complain all you want, but just know the fault resides in the majority of people that go in the voice chats and don't follow rules or use common sense. Just remember, this was your choice. Your problems are not mine. Your problems are yours. I'm not handling anyone else's problems anymore. It's things like this that complain to me why a lot of popular people don't speak with their community. Because their community just can't pick up the slack for themselves, and always needs the owner to do something. Sorry for the people that are sleeping anyways, I've made a decision. Now, he accidentally spelled decision wrong, but that's okay. I'll let it slide. I'll let them stay. However, I won't be the nice guy anymore, and I won't be listening or dealing with any people's issues, dramas anymore. I will ignore anything sent to me unless it directly involves my server. Your drama is anyone else's joke. It's not my problem nor anybody else's. No more second chances, no more chaotic voice chats with everyone being too loud. I will server mute on the spot if doing so. You should be happy. I was honestly considering just dropping all my projects here and then. Wow. That is one way to make a valid statement on that server. So, yeah, I mean, it is true that some people in the voice chat can be very loud and that can be distracting at times. I mean, for me, sometimes I would have to mute myself so that way I can just focus on my own thing. Writing, you know, whether it's about stories, for voiceover, or even documents I already wrote. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta focus on yourself and do what's best for your server and for your community. That is truly a statement right there. The main reason I am writing a section on external is due to him stating that he was creating his own document, which will likely include mine somewhere in there. So this section is to clear my name before external can even tarnish it. Right, and then in the last screenshot for this document, here it is. Oh, so it's going to be like that. It's not you, by the way. Oh, it's this kid. And this is a different external account. This is Tails Plays. I don't know who the user is, so I'm assuming they was trying to impersonate him. I know him, I'm pretty sure. He was in this one group I was invited to. He doesn't learn. Of course, I'm still writing out a document to get rid of some stress. And that concludes one of the documents. Lol dude, you did a really good job stating common sense and to give out a huge statement. So very well done to you. Now the next document is involving a different SonicTuber which I will not be mentioning in this document. So that will be censored. So here we go. External the Hedgehog drama document. External is a 17-year-old. The list below will be expanded on it in this document. He has stolen content, logos, models, music, etc. Harassed people, harassed a suicidal person for proof of their attempts. Logged user IPs, almost caused several individuals to quit. Here is every social media account currently linked to external. Report the accounts and block them. Discord, Facebook, SoundCloud, Tumblr, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. External the Hedgehog, self-proclaimed CEO of Omniverse Productions, has been insistent in involving himself in drama and even starting his own. He has been called out for this several times and continues his devious ways. Based on our findings, External first became an issue when he interacted with two individuals, Mr. Lob and Mr. Sonic. He had claimed that they were harassing him over his game in a now deleted video. For future reference, almost every single drama video on his channel is deleted. We don't want to waste your time, so you can see all of what he did in this older document. Yep, which is the one that I've already read. On to what he has done recently. Around the end of July, there was a controversy with an individual known as Lol Dude, which External decided to butt his head into. Oh my god. You headbutted the wrong lad. Hello Dwayne, I'm External the Hedgehog. I am the CEO of Omniverse Productions. I do want to alert you of a user named LolDude, since he may have potentially taken... He was meant to say taken, but he spelt it wrong again. Grammar. Potentially taken either the old version or new version of Sonic Pulse. We at Omniverse have helped others investigate the individual and found out it was not just your game assets that were stolen. I want to alert you ASAP because this is a serious issue that's going on. I have a screenshot of proof. Keep in mind that he had zero involvement in the drama. And if you look at the date, he was worried about something that occurred in 2023. He also posted several announcements about the drama on his Discord server, even providing misinformation at points. And this is what he had to say on his server. Hello everyone. It was never intended for me to do this, but I think it's appropriate. So what LolDude is doing to me and others, it has to stop. Please read this document for more information. But listen, LolDude made it clear that you were being such a stuck-up little prick. So how about you show this lad some respect? It's not acceptable. No way. And then he posted, "We won! LolDude Studios is no more. Thank you guys for your support and help us hold up the fort." And this is what they had to say down below. Yeah, he'll fizzle out anyway. I'd advise just continue doing what you used to. Live life. Don't burden yourself with him. Yeah, with him out of the way, I can continue my works as usual the right way. Enjoy the freedom of not having to be harassed. You deserve it. We all do. Thank you, Destruction, for everything. You seriously think you've won? No. It's never been about winning or losing. Because you think that it's everything to do with you. You think that you're the protagonist, but no. You have a main character syndrome because of your allegations and because of your false accusations and of course with your misinformation. That to me is illegal activity. Illegal. Warning about the Nexus framework. Hello ladies and gentlemen, recently there has been an update to my document on LolDude's section which leads to another doc not made by me, but however help investigate on. Though I'm not the first victim of LolDude, but we're not going to talk about that. Recently, LolDude has been stealing actual assets from creators such as Rebooted Studios, very popular right now, and from the creators of Sonic World Adventure, Sonic Plasma, Sonic Onset Adventure, Sonic Edge, Sonic Pulse, the platform that me and Steve used to make Sonic OCs, Sonic Sound Engine Plus, and Sonic Frontiers Ultimate. All Roblox Sonic games, by the way. We recommend sharing this announcement, and he spelled recommend wrong. Recommend is not the right word. You're supposed to spell recommend. Recommend! Recommend sharing this announcement as well to warn other communities on this thief. He was so called depressed that his game, Nexus Framework, was leaked. Now I wouldn't cry over that, no, because Nexus is built on stolen game assets from different creators. And yes, it's confirmed that he was stealing assets from different creators. If I were to see someone stealing assets from me or a different creator in my server, I would have sent them out the door in a matter of seconds. Without a sweat, without a doubt, period. Right now, LolDude has disappointed me and he's not only lied about me in his own doc, but also framed, and there's another image I'm gonna show right now, but also framed me, mimicked me, robbed from me, and made a huge fuss as he lied to everyone. He's by far the most arrogant 16-year-old scum I even encountered. You mean ever, not even. Oh my god, see? Again with the spelling. But you get the idea. You get my point. I also do encourage others to never hire LolDude since he will steal your game if you do. Also, one last warning before I end the announcement. LolDude's so-called Nexus framework has been exposed to be causing memory leakages to system RAM hardware. So I do not encourage anyone to play Nexus framework or a leaked version of it. I'm sorry for the announcement and I hope everything can be resolved. Screenshots to follow. External the Hedgehog. A link to the doc will be posted after this document. And this is what he had to post. So these are the assets. So this was the screenshot that he posted and that he showed. From our understanding, all of these are assets from the toolbox. External doesn't really have any room to speak on stolen assets, as he himself has stolen, which will be shown later. Speaking of his server, he has a verification bot that logs your IP address. This has been tested and was confirmed to be true. The bot sends you a DM once you join the server, asking you to click on a link. It will then check your log, your IP address, if you're using an IP associated with the VPN. It doesn't allow you to verify. However, if you aren't, it logs your IP into a database. And if you try to join another account with the same IP, it will say so. This test was conducted using a VPN. Yeah, the double counter. I've heard about this one before. Now, I wouldn't recommend double counter. I would not recommend that bot, in my honest opinion. External tried to deny it. However, when he showed the bots in the server in a tweet, he cropped out the bot that actually logs it. Not that anyone could see the tweet anyways, since his Twitter account is private. And here's a fun fact. I blocked him before he blocked me. I mean, it's true that I won't be able to see his tweets, but that's no problem. Because I have all the evidence that I need to show you. Because it still goes on. So here's his Twitter account. Beside his username, it indicates the padlock and it indicates that he set it to private. And that these tweets are protected. I'm the CEO of Omniverse Productions. I play all sorts of games and keep my cool away from people. Well, it doesn't sound like that you're keeping your cool, because you sound like a hearthead! That's him. Just because you're frustrated at the fact that these people were right about you because of all the crap that you've done, it does not mean that you have to keep on about it. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, the whole drama began to start after External was added to a GC, group chat, where he was to be confronted for his actions. External denied everything that was thrown at him and was very rude throughout the experience, which led to Blank, censored by the way, the individual confronting him to get quite upset as to which slurs were thrown. Around a day later, External made a video titled The Death of Blank, where External insults Blank, lies about him, leaks his age and continues to call him kiddo throughout the entire video. And of course I did have to censor the name out because I had to protect his privacy and his name, so don't worry, I got your back on this one. After an hour later, Blank posted a video of him and External inside of a voice call. It was mainly just an argument between them, where External said, "I'm your worst nightmare," which is hysterical coming from a 17-year-old. I'm your worst nightmare! I'm your worst nightmare! From a 17-year-old dyslexic prick! Anyway, I've calmed down now, let's carry on. Later on in the day, some troll decided to create an account pretending to imitate External. Yeah, which I stated on the previous document. If you can't or don't want to, you can message me and I can work something out. My name is Lootnail on Discord. Anyways, I've really tried to stay out of the drama, and I hate to get involved, so seeing this in his trailer really made my heart sink. Especially some of the things you see he said, which I had a migraine trying to read. I'm glad to have Bear as a friend because he helped get the assets taken down, and to anyone who helped. I would like to give a big thank you, as it really makes me happy to see the whole community come together and do the right thing. Exactly! Rounds of applause! Huge round of applause to you! Delivering the correct context and bringing together the community to reunite as one. Well done to you! Anyways, as a final note, thanks to all of you who have helped, and I'm so glad to be part of a community that can be so kind and helpful. Indeed. That is motivation. That is dedication. That is commitment, and that is common sense. And then Lootnail said, External, care to explain yourself? Blank even uses that for his game too, you know. A question mark? He left a question mark! Oh my lord! No full stop! No full stop! And I downloaded the assets after seeing them, so I didn't really steal it since I have nothing to do with that kind of stuff over assets leaked on the internet. Once it's leaked, you can't blame people for stealing it once another person downloads it to your computer. Well, can you remove them? That's the question. I have nothing to do with them, so you can't accuse me of really. And the funny part is, somebody in the chat posted a classic Sonic emoji laughing. Like, oh dear. Sorry, I just had to. No worry, it's cool. It's all cool. Okay, sure. Not to mention, considering the fact people does this kind of tactic once the leaker puts the assets on the internet, it's out there forever, there's no way. There's no way to take it down. So yeah, funny I caught people in the act of accusing me of stealing assets that got leaked. That got leaked! On the internet. And in caps at the end. Where did you get them from? Like what server? Don't remember, I just remember I have the file downloaded for a while now. Next image. Okay, well, can you remove them from your game and delete the file? Tell that to the guy who leaked it, not me. Bro, it's in your game. Besides the fact it being in my game doesn't mean you accuse people of using assets that's posted on the internet. Unlike you, I don't fuss over leaked assets. I didn't know it was leaked. Well, now you know, and I got nothing to do with it. All I know is that I remember downloading the file, that's it. Also, fix your grammar, man. I have no idea what you're saying. Exactly! See? He knows that his grammar is crap. Get better standards. Well, can you delete it from your game? Why does people have a problem with me using it, goddamn? Wow. That's him giving such a mick to him. That's no way to tolerate. That's zero tolerance. And that's not the proper way to communicate on the internet. This conversation was trimmed a bit due to memes being spammed. External seems to think it's fine to use leaked assets, regardless of the legality. He was also later told by Bear2126 to remove the models. External, damn bruh, just remove the damn model. That's his model, and he's telling you not to use it. It's not too hard to understand, the same way you don't like it when people use your content, right? I get it, I'm trying to remove the model. So you are removing it now? What else do you think I'm doing right, not at the moment? I think he meant now. Just to correct that. He had to make sure, don't be smart with me. Also the Sonic Stardust assets as well. External was quite rude, and after the encounter, he left the server. Or was hopefully banned. If he was banned, good job to you. Hopefully that's the last you'll hear of him. Later on, he posted a trailer for his own game titled Sonic Lightspeed, where he proceeded to show all of his stolen assets that he used, including Lutenail's model. Here is a screenshot of the logo in the trailer, and if you can tell at the bottom right corner of the image, you can see that there's a profile with External the Hedgehog, so that was his upload. And here is the logo that he took without credit. Yep. There's the DeviantArt link. There it is. That confirms, officially, that he did steal assets. So what a shame. What a real shame. Here is a screenshot of the current video description in case he decides to add it after this document releases. Dashing through to Roblox soon with Sonic Lightspeed, also known as Project Lightspeed and known as Sonic Networks and Sonic Externals Remaster. And of course I did have to censor out 3 of the usernames because there was 2 people that I did say there was 1 person that I need to apologize to, but also her friend here is involved in it as well, so I need to apologize to them. So I will do that in just a moment. And of course one of them that I already censored is one of Xeno's friends. So I'm not going to mention his name. He knows who he is. External has also consistently removed comments that aren't in support of him. Oh yeah. He deleted the comments because he did not want anyone to listen to his feedback. He did not want anyone to know. Thank you very much, OBS. I was starting to record another video for crying out loud. Anyway, this is before. I'm sorry dude, but you should have not shown this trailer from the looks of the game. It looks very too early to, and it stops right there. Now, I wasn't able to see the comments during that time because I was occupied in some other work, but I will show you another image of the after. And in the comment section below, he advertises his Discord server, his Twitch, SoundCloud, and of course Twitter. He's also hidden messages in his server talking about external stealing. So here it is. Have a closer look. So this message is from Blonic. Why did you steal this logo? And there's the link. It matches. That confirms he did steal. He definitely stole it for his own work. And this is after. That is the current status of the external drama, and hopefully the last of it. He was a nuisance and disliked by the majority of the people who he interacted with. And there is more. Stolen music/content, External has a few remixes on his channel, all of them which are stolen or re-uploaded. So, Exhibit A. The original Sonic Superstars Cyber Station Zone Act 1 Genesis. And External deleted his video because he knew that he was caught in 4K. Or he didn't want anyone else to know that he stole it. And here's an interesting fact. He's not very active on SoundCloud. So you can tell that his compositions to music did not blend well. And they sound like it was just doubled. It sounded like the music was doubled and then the tempo was just all clashed together very badly. And here's another image I'm gonna show you. Have a look at this. Digitized in this new remix from Cyberstation. No credits are provided to the actual composer. He just plasters his name over someone else's work. Yeah. I'll tell you something. Your hate is nothing but love disguised by jealousy. And if I was you, I'd be jealous of me too. The original, Precipice. It's the same song just sped up a bit. That's not a remix. Indeed it's not. And he also deleted that video or hidden it to prevent anyone from seeing or being exposed.
Oh look, I'm just gonna go ahead and hide this music. Not that anyone's gonna know that I did not make it. I'm not gonna even credit anyone to make that song. What a shame.
I wanted to make a theme for my Sonic OC, but I went ahead, made a really good remix of a Minecraft song, and it fits very well with the updated Sonic OC of mine. This will be used in some trailers just for your all's own information. He does say what original sound is, though he calls it a remix. He fails to link the original song in the video description. Yes, he does! He fails to do so! Because everything's all about you, isn't it? Like Mr. Pretender, Mr. Perfect Boy! That's you! Because all you've done is shove off! Exhibit C. The Mega Man 10 Stage Select X-Style Remix. That had also been removed and deleted. He has a fade into the original song to mask his theft. Yet again, no credit to the original. Of course, and you can see his profile in the bottom right corner of this screen. You can see that, can you? No description again. Nothing. No credit. Nothing whatsoever. By now, I'm sure you get the picture. All of External's remixes have just been ripped from other people, or mashups, of the two songs that sound horrible. Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. Post document updates. He's continued to post drama videos on blank. All of his videos have had the comments turned off, most likely so he wouldn't face backlash for speaking lies. Update number 2. External is still making videos and refused to take down the videos talking about blank's mental health. And next, blank went around asking people for mass report External's videos as they talked about blank mental health, which blank obviously didn't like. External continues to call blank sick and twisted, even though External wanted to see proof of blank's being suicidal. External keeps complaining he doesn't want to be involved in drama, yet he continues to involve himself in it, always wanting to have the last word, to be proven right. He will not be granted that privilege, especially after what he's done. There's a Facebook link. There's a Tumblr link. External says, almost caused. External says blank almost caused blank to kill himself, and also saying that blank doesn't own the renders he made due to them being Sonic models. External also threatened to sue blank and tell his parents. Listen, he's not even employed, he doesn't have a job, and he's not qualified to be one. Or even be CEO. You're just a sad little fake. Update number 3. External has caught wind of this document and didn't like what we want people to help take down all of this social media accounts. He claims that we are the next blank or Bella the Wolf, people who we have never heard of before. Yep, same for me either, I've never heard of this user. He also says we are cyberbullying him, which we aren't. We are just providing evidence to his misconduct. And there's the link to the Facebook page. The next image involves this. Right, so this is what you had to post. Alright, turns out the Sonic Roblox community wants people to report my socials and my channel for no reason, and here's something else. I managed to catch them in the act of doing so, or should we say caught in 4K. You see what he did? He stole some of my phrases from my documented videos I already addressed. So, again, my video link's in the description below, along with the documents. You see what he's trying to do? He's trying to pretend to be somebody that he's not. He's trying to pretend to be a professional. Either way, proceeding. Mass reports do tend to violate a lot of social media terms or servers, so I'm going to have to file a complaint of these clown children. Clown children? You're calling them children when you're just a man-child. And you're not even a legal adult yet. You're still 17 and you act like a bloody child. Shaking my head. Because of course they're further providing day by day that the Sonic Roblox community lacks knowledge, lacks responsibility, lacks honesty, and they lack the common sense, etc. Mass reports won't even do a thing to me since I didn't violate any terms of service or code of conduct. So they're at fault, once again. They are just the next blank in Bella the Wolf. Again, use the same context. It's just plain stupid and disgusting. Not to mention they are committing a federal crime since all they do is cyberbully people and other stuff that violates the law in many terms. Anyway, here is the proof of them trying to make people mass report my socials for obviously no reason. Now I am on the lookout for any stunt they make. I'm not playing games around them anymore. This time I mean business. Here is every social media account currently linked to external, report the account and block them. That's the thing, you keep saying that you mean business, but you're not showing anything. You don't mean business, you're not serious, and you're not taking it seriously. What the hell is the matter with you? Honestly, to be fair, the docs are made to point out drama that people have made. Or it's because the community doesn't like the way they act. The docs are helpful to know what people have done, and so you know how to act around them, and to know where your limits of trust can be. I put a screenshot here since External has been deleting a lot of his posts and videos. Speaking of which, all of the YouTube videos by External that were linked in his document were deleted. He caved into the pressure, yet he continues to try and fight back. Since we all know you're going to read this at some point. External, have a listen. Update number 4. I found some screenshots of External. Hello, blank owner. How's the act doing? He claims that Redacted's attempt at suicidal was an act. Update number 5. Every video from the stolen music content section was deleted by External. Yet another attempt on his part to save face. External, we know you're reading this. Log off and find yourself a life to live. You need to seek a therapist, and it needs to stop. He's refusing to listen. He never gets it in his thick little skull. I'm sorry. Hydrating, because I'm bloody boiling. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of this document, so here we go. External... Excuse me, cough. External's return. I'm back. Based on the information presented in this video, reporting his account did seem to work, until YouTube reinstalled his account. A huge mistake on their part. He also claims that we were trying to report his accounts for no absolute reason. I guess he missed everything in the document. He also says that he has filed a complaint against us for speaking the truth, so we guess we'll just have to wait and see. And there was the YouTube link. Alright, so External has now decided to leak the name of blank, and has continued to fabricate lies, even creating a document on us. In fact, several people, even claiming that people who aren't involved were involved. He continues to fabricate evidence, even lying at points to try to save face. We're starting to think External may have some sort of mental illness, because there is no way in hell that he has continued to try and come back when everyone is against him. He tries to claim that the drama is over, when he is the one continuing it. And since we already know he's going to read this, we're going to leave him a message. External, you are in the wrong. Yes, he is. You have leaked names, ages, and probably IP soon. You asked a suicidal person to prove it. You stole music and re-uploaded it. You used stolen models and refused to remove them. You are a joke. No matter how many documents you make, no one is on your side. You claim you have some guardian angel when we all know you wrote that document. You make us sick. Yeah, he does. He is a disgrace and a liability. Did you think I was done reading the document? Nope. Still going. And the next image says, this is from Bear2126. Honestly, you need to leave it alone already. Just move on. You already left the community. Just move on already. All this is doing is making it continue, not making an end of it. If you really believe this drama to be childish, then move on. Stop making videos about it and just block everyone. That's what he said in the comment section below. Reading the most toxic and stupid comments. Now, he made a shorts of this back then. He shows several people's comments and censoring parts to make himself look better. To this he responds, I already have a life. You need to get yourself one too. Oh my god. See that? That's just immature. Blatantly immature. To the one below he responds stating that the user also leaked information about minors. Based on the profile picture we can assume that this is lol dude, who didn't leak information about minors. I guess External is trying to put the blame on other people now. He also censors a part of the comment which originally stated about minors. He asked a suicidal person for proof of their self-harm. External is a joke, also stating that he is on the FBI's watch list, which is quite unlikely. Yep, agreed. There are now 3 more images to this document. Please have a look. External is a crybaby who involves himself in other people's drama. He also leaked information about blank. External is a joke. He doesn't deserve support. To the one below, he doesn't actually respond to it. He just shows Brian Griffin vomiting. He also censors the second point, which we haven't found out what it is. 1. You're 17, jobless, leaking a 13-year-old's name. Number 2, blank. Number 3, get a life. External is currently the voice actor for Metal Sonic and Sonic Pulse, which is just him using a voice mod with a robotic filter. Speaking of Pulse, External got into an argument in the server in which he doxed blank yet again by leaking their full name. And during the process I have censored his name because I wanted to protect his privacy for valid reasons. Alright, then prove I doxed him. Not my fault it's public info. Not my fault you guys bring drama everywhere you go. Yeah, he's a liar. He is in fact a bad example of Pinocchio. If you don't know what Pinocchio is, it's a Disney movie. When Pinocchio tells lies, his nose grows long. So stop telling porky pies. About a day later, External read over this document and updated the video description. The end to an endless nightmare. As you can tell by now that he's been copying some of my phrases from my past 2 documented videos I did. See how accurate that the document is compared to his sentence. Because as you can tell that someone's sentence is a lot more corrected than him. Dear me. External claims that he didn't write the document and that we're escalating drama behind his back. Maybe it only seems that way because you left every single Roblox Sonic server aside from Sonic Pulse. External, you can't just walk up, create drama and then say that it's over. That is not how it works. You want to start something, you can't end it. He continues to insult everyone throughout it, and claiming everyone in the community is the next Bella the Wolf, based on research we've done of this person. That cannot be further from the truth. We're not a cult, or commanding everyone to praise us. We're a community of people, brought together by our love for the Sonic the Hedgehog series, and we're coming together again to put an end to your nonsense. And that concludes the second document. Wow, that's quite a lot. And considering that I've been talking a lot for what feels like probably half an hour or more, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how long I've recorded, but there is one more document and that is mine to read. And of course, I am going to be providing some of the videos and the audio videos that I've been creating from scratch, and it took me a while to render. So, by the time I'm done recording this video, it's going to take me probably roughly about 2, 3, or 4 hours of editing. And of course, this one will be a lot more serious. And of course, I do need to change the music for this one. Thank you. Now Zeno, and to your other friend, if you're watching this, for her sake, I am not going to be joining your servers. But this last document that I'm going to show, the truth is going to hurt a lot more than you can imagine. So you better listen. You better listen to what I'm about to say for my final statement near the end of this video. Because whether you choose to stop or not, that's up to you. This is the document that I've been dying to get to, because this involves a lot of information provided, and statements. And of course from a few people which I will not be mentioning. There is two of course I will be mentioning, but they're not a threat to me, okay? They're no part of this. And if you're watching this, and I'm referring to Neo and Slicer, you need to hear me out on this, okay? And I'm gonna be brutally honest, and allow me to be blunt. Okay, here is my document. Right now. The downfall document of Xeno/External the Hedgehog. This document contains hateful and misleading context and content from the user who has been impersonating me and making false accusation toward me and other users involved. And just for everybody's safety, this is not to harm, target, or to encourage anyone to spread negativity or hatred. This is for validation and for people to learn from this experience. If you do not wish to read this document that makes you uncomfortable, then please click away from it. About Zeno the Hedgehog. If you're wondering how all of this started, then allow me to explain, as I'll be going into full depth of how Zeno the Hedgehog became the most arrogantly disrespectful user in the Sonic the Hedgehog community. Zeno has been known to be manipulative, incooperative, selfish, and ungrateful degenerate. He not only has anger issues, but he also has a mental disorder, which he struggles to maintain for his own mental health. Whenever Zeno gets called out for doing something unthinkably wrong or out of his element, he pins the blame on those that claim that he's in the wrong. Zeno has a habit of stealing someone's art or creation without the proper permission, steals quotes or phrases and tries to be somebody that he's not. He even pretends to be a professional when he lacks the experience of his own creativity, productivity, and understanding, as well as his miscommunication. He's not only inexperienced or very dominant, but he also tries to get everybody's attention just so he could claim to be some saint or some blameless force of nature, that the rules don't apply to him. He likes to make it personal toward those who dare to challenge him. I have witnessed everything from him over the last 4 months, and based on what I have seen, he hasn't changed or made any signs of improvement for himself and for his community. He doesn't care if you criticize him for all the suffering, ranting, venting, false advertising, and for the relentless backlash that he has inflicted upon others. He cannot handle constructive criticism from people who know well that Zeno the Hedgehog has been caught in the act multiple times and hasn't learned his lesson ever since we parted ways. Zeno will even attempt to post misleading posts or report videos that he thinks are wrong, but in reality, he's an inexperienced man-child who cannot take the word stop for a simple answer and listen to what they're trying to tell him. He has a small channel of 52 subscribers on his YouTube channel, and he is sometimes active on YouTube, but not every day. Zeno the Hedgehog has a few accounts. He owns a Tumblr, Twitch, Discord, Twitter, YouTube as already mentioned, SoundCloud, and his own Wix website Omniverse Productions. And he is from the US, the United States. This is his YouTube channel as proof that he is Zeno the Hedgehog. So this is from before, and it was recorded back in, I think it was either June or July. He updates his banner frequently. Here's his description about his channel. I'm gonna say this to you right now. Your description on your channel did not show that you were sincere or honest. That is false advertising. You did not prove that to me or anyone. He's not even employed or true to his word or dedicated to his work at all. He wasn't creative in designing his logo for Omniverse Productions. Take a closer look. So as you can see, that in fact was made with two different gaming designs. That is the Triforce from The Legend of Zelda, and the O in the background is from Sonic Frontiers. To me, that is just lazy editing with no proper thought whatsoever. And as a fun fact, this design would have been done and edited within 1 minute. Throughout my 12 years on the internet, I've seen people at his age do this sort of immature habit. He had not only been bluntly rude toward others, but he even disrespected one of the most successful well-known animators, Lucas RBDJ, which I will get to in a moment. Keep in mind that there have only been a few people involved in Xeno the Hedgehog's scheme. I had gotten in touch with some familiar faces who had experienced this sort of behavior from Xeno, and this isn't the first time that they had to tolerate this user who had violated the terms of services, provoked people into their unsettling topics, and kept making report videos for his own satisfaction. As this is a long story that started from May to August, I will be sharing some screenshots along with the messages down below. Fair reminder that there have been incidents that Xeno had connections with another group and a few people who aren't fully aware of the story sooner, and there will be a few names that I have to censor for online safety reasons in case anyone becomes their next target. I do not know what he's been on or why his parents have not seen Xeno displaying such negative attitude, but I can confirm that Xeno the Hedgehog is in fact a copycat who copies people's work, who has not shown any signs of improvement over the last 4 months, and who treats this like an internet war and points fingers at anyone who would confront him for all the things that he has done. We do have some statements from a few members on the Neon Crew Discord server who have experienced Xeno's irrational behavior. Have a good read of what they have said. Now then, we're starting off with Maxwell's statement, and here's what he had to say. Basically, somewhere in May, I was chilling at school as you do, and I noticed I got hacked by someone unknown. Just to clear everything out, I did not do anything to get myself hacked. I just happened randomly and everyone was beginning to worry. And I got banned from multiple servers, but that didn't upset me too much. And eventually I got my account back, and it was all okay, until Xeno came along to party once he knew the scam link. He being the dumbass, he tried to click it thinking it was real, but then had a second thought about it, and realized it was a scam. He started accusing me of getting him hacked, which wasn't my fault. I was so frustrated at the time that I didn't know what to say. Luckily Ultra, the one that's updating the document as you can see, plus a great friend of mine, yep, went undercover with a different account and joined Xeno's server, Omniverse Productions, to try and see what was going on. He made a lot of points as how it wasn't my fault, and that Xeno is in the wrong. And eventually, Ultra's undercover account did get removed from Xeno's server. Screenshots are provided below what Ultra said to defend me. P.S. The Radical Robotnik 101 account is Ultra going undercover on a separate account. So that was me. That's what we're investigating because some assumed it was a bot, some assumed it's a hacker, but it's basically looked like scamming more likely. And this is what I said. Some assumed it was a bot and some assumed it was a hacker. I find that extremely hard to believe. You're passing information that is not appealing to your audiences. I seriously don't get you. Are you seriously seeking for attention just to waste everybody's time? Because if you are, then you're setting yourself a bad impression in front of these people. The link Maxwell sent is highly like the one I've seen before. And I said, I'm gonna have to be real honest with you, Xeno. Maxwell was hacked before, yes, but he gained back his account thanks to the Discord support team. Don't pin this on him and start getting trustworthy on him. I wish your communication would be as good as your voice. And then next I said, all you've done is keep talking and talking and talking a buttload of nonsense, a buttload of sad statements to gain everybody's attention on both Discord and YouTube for your own fake career, and that's not good enough. The only reason you're not getting any attention and that you left Lux's Discord server is not just because you had the arrogance to pile this on one of the admins, but it's also because you didn't want anyone to know that you were stealing art from Hikar Riveni. I've been watching you this whole time while recording evidence on your server, plus I've documented and addressed this to the other folks on your behalf. If you have any final words to say, then say it right away because this is the last and final time you will ever get a message from me. And that's where it pretty much ended from there. Xeno was exposed for putting the blame on many people stealing art from a certain artist in general, just making himself look embarrassed. So because I don't have much to add to this situation, I'll just end it off by saying that Xeno is one of the worst and stupidest people I have ever encountered during my time on Discord. He has not only been obnoxious and brutal to my ex-GF, but also disrespectful to other people including Lucas himself. This kid really needs to learn a thing or two about treating people with care and respect, because once he will grow to his adult phase, he will start to understand that what he did in the past was stupid and will learn from those mistakes. That's all from my side. Have a good day and don't make the same mistakes as Xeno did. Cheers. That was quite a mouthful, I had to say there. But yeah, considering that I talked a lot when I was reading his statement, but yeah. You get the idea, because I do a lot of talking. Now for the next statement. This one comes from Jaden. When I first met Xeno, I thought of him as a normal nice guy, etc. Someone I could trust. It's not my fault I wasn't aware of his actions at that time. Still to this day, I regretted trusting him. I was sharing my stories after I know him a bit well, etc. But I was saying to him if he was unaware before Anonymous, to avoid mentioning the YouTuber's name, made that apology video to end the allegation rumors many people made. I thought that if he knows him, and so I told him to keep it private because it's pointless and irrelevant, and that I don't want anyone to know about the situation. Then he started to be an asshole, talking bad and not listening to me when I asked him to stop doing what he was doing. Actually spreading misinformation and creating drama. Then he started to copy Ultra's statements and accused Anonymous for hiding the truth as well after Anonymous blocked him. Then about the Xeno the Hedgehog art, I asked him if it was his art. He said yes, it's mine on my DMs, before I blocked him. But I didn't realize until that work apparently belonged to Hikar Riveni, as I googled reversed the image. But I didn't say anything at first about the stolen art because I didn't want to create problems, you know. And I blocked him from all socials after that. Xeno also wanted to set up the anonymous user to call him out for saying the N-word apparently. He also wanted to call out the anonymous user for the explicit cursed words and racial slurs that never happened, like he is basically trying to set up every YouTubers he sees on the spot by doxing, and I think there are many more, I think I can remember. But all I know is that he also plays the tough guy by saying he wants to dox people that disagree with him. Basically, the communism. Pretty sure this is the one you're looking for. The one Hikar Riveni made under my permission, still don't see what you're on about. No, that's not his art. That belongs to Hikar Riveni. And of course, as I mentioned this on my previous report video before, one of the moderators in the Neon crew had gotten in touch with him on Gmail, and it was confirmed that he did not give permission to Xeno to use his art for his profile. But now with that out of the way, here's another statement from Nitro. The first time I met Xeno, I thought that he would be a regular person that's nice and who greets everyone. Until a week later and months passed, he was acting weird and was trying to do something behind the Neon crew. Then he was having a few problems and even making a server and banning people back then. I started to plan to try and take over the server, which didn't work out, and then he started to blame everything that we did to him, which was not true, and we sent him the screenshots of how we have been to him, and treating him nice and welcoming him to the server. And he kept on blaming and tried to send a file in the server to make sure Lucas the owner got hacked, which didn't happen to him, which was good news. But the bad news was, Maxwell the moderator checked it out and got hacked on his account. Took us a day to get his account back on the server again, and we had enough and banned Xeno from the server for what he had done. The end. And this is what he had to say on his server. And I do agree with you. Now it's effing bull. But however, that's what actually happened here, but unfortunately, a bot did the work to make it look like it was a hacker. The bot can do all the work. When they take control, you program it. Same way the MEE6 got hacked once. Of course, it's one of the bots. Yeah, he did. By a bot. Nothing else. Maxwell thinks I'm stupid enough to believe that a hacker got his account. I say it's a scam or attack anyway. No hacking was like ever involved, which I find very, and I mean very, look like someone set this up. Set up. But we don't know for sure till Discord is through investigating. Bro, it's not effing GTA 5. Technically speaking, Xeno the Hedgehog was oblivious to his problem and should not have pinned the blame on Maxwell, since he was hacked back then. What a hothead. Just to point out something Nitro is blending in this conversation, he was able to monitor his messages and his suspicious activity, so round of applause to Nitro. Well done to you. This next statement is from Senator, and here's what he had to say. I'll show you the screenshot down below. So here's what he had to say. When he stole an OC from a different guy from Twitter and claimed it was his without crediting him, the situation when he was uploading some YouTube videos just to expose Ultra for what he obviously didn't do and tried to frame him with fake proofs. Exactly. We know that Xeno was full of BS. We know that not everybody was gonna buy his story because they knew in the slightest that he was just rubbing his ego. That's all he does. Now for the next statement. This one comes from Red. Well, when I first checked on the Neon Crew just to say hello everyone or hey guys, I started to see Xeno as a new member from the Neon Crew server. The first time I saw him being nice. I've been on the Neon Crew for almost 3 years and my brother from the Neon Crew as admin, Jade and my brother. When I was doing my live stream, I checked on my phone for any Discord messages and I suspected to see Xeno acting very strange and cringe to everyone. And when several weeks passed, it became even worse by threatening Maxwell, Jaden and everyone. Jaden showed me the video of Xeno making a video rant and accusing Jaden for moderator corruption. When he didn't do anything bad, I noticed that Xeno is the first person who started fights to everyone else. I was about to intervene to stop him at the time, so I had no choice but to bring Jaden to stop him since I don't have the moderator or admin rights. However, as many people were feeling uncomfortable of Xeno's actions based on what I saw, so I felt disappointed on his actions and I wanted many people exposing him. Thank God he is now banned on every server and I never want to see this Xeno being childish ever again. So I had to double check and make sure that my videos were recorded properly, so it's a good thing I double checked. So I'm on track. So this final statement comes from a well-known SonicTuber who created the Neon OC, and which of course I did ask permission for him before making this as a thumbnail for one of my music projects, Ascend from Team Sonic Adventures. So, please have a look at this. Also, there will be some screenshots provided down on the pages below. So, here we go. Well, about the Xeno guy, I don't know him that well, but I have seen what he's done to people and to our community. At first, I did realize there was something suspicious about the individual after I found out he stole somebody's art and claimed to be their own work and OC. Since it looked just like the original owner's work, I immediately knew something was up with this guy, until I found out all the news that he was up to no good, like trying to provoke my friend Ultrasonic Hero and spreading fake information about him. I wasn't happy with this guy at all. When I heard that Xeno had taken art from an artist without the proper permission, one of the moderators got in contact with the artist on Gmail, and this was what the artist had to say, which the screenshot will be provided down below. Here's what he had to say. Yo, I am one of the admin of the Neon Crew server. Recently, I found that a member named Blank, of course Xeno the Hedgehog, he said that he claimed Soren the Hedgehog, if I remember correctly. It's one of your own made characters. Is it true that you took permission from him to have Soren the Hedgehog? And also please look at the screenshot. It would be a good idea if you explain in full detail. And this is what Hikar Rivani had to say. I have never given anyone else permission to use any of my characters, plus I don't even know that person. So rest assured that everything else they are saying is a lie. Thank you very much for contacting me. It's a shame to see that there are people with zero creativity who have to lie this way about others people's characters. So yes, that is true. That is indeed true. Xeno stole the art from Hikar Rivani. And it says so in the Gmail message. So, to one of the moderators, well done to you. There are more screenshots related to the art that Xeno had already stolen and he kept complaining and making excuses just to get away with it. Hikari can't message you of any Also, this is Monk's tweet by the way, I just want to clarify that. And yes, Monk is from the Neon Crew Discord server as well. Though some randoms say that he claims your OC Soren the Hedgehog, but instead he calls it Blank. Xeno, of course. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that he asked your permission for your OC and saying he claims it. Other proof in replies. I will be showing the screenshots fully later on in the next few pages. This tweet was posted by Monk, who knew Xeno was making excuses. If he claims that his artwork was his, then he's definitely lost the plot. I'm concerned for the poor souls on the internet that this jerk-off ripped them off of. For all he's done, it's an insult to the Sonic community. So feel free to pause the video and read it for yourselves right now. I'm gonna continue on with the document as I don't want to spend all day doing, you know, like talking each and every screenshot. A petulant teenager knows when he's busted and caught in the act for stealing someone's work behind their backs. Monk and Shay did confront him for not admitting that the art was from Hikar Riveni, and as they were getting to the heart of the problem, Zeno had failed to respond kindly and own up to it. Seeing Zeno claiming this art to be his back in May is just shockingly unbelievable. But his attitude doesn't stop there, as things got even more heated when Zeno was struggling to make his own projects during a stream in one of the voice chats where Lucas was working on an animation, and Zeno has not only been rude to one of the staff members in the VC, but also to the owner of the Neon Crew Discord server, Lucas RBDJ. What on earth was this kid thinking? He was getting all irrational at the owner who happens to be one of the most successful and talented animators in the Sonic community. You don't talk like that to a young man who's been dedicated to his work for years. If you can't show any polite manners or respect to your idols, to the VIPs, or even content creators like him, then you should not be here. If you can't fit in like everybody else because with an attitude like that in front of hundreds of people watching, you may not last long. That's called common sense. If he was on any of the Sonic Discord servers I'd moderate or administrate, he would have been banned 4 months ago. He's only got himself to blame because he showed no class, no loyalty, or adaptation. As it has come to a result that Zeno the Hedgehog has not only become dastardly towards SonicTubers and to other creators alike, but has become the most disliked content creator user on the internet. And let me remind you that there have been a lot of friendly folks who've encountered this teen and had to address what he'd been up to behind their backs. So the 3 screenshots down below have been recorded on the 11th of May, 2024. Somebody says, why not just make it easier? Because you don't know what I'm doing. Okay, sorry. Making an animation of Neon picking up's extreme? Okay, he spelled extreme wrong. I said it before, and I will say it one more time. One more. His grammar is nowhere near up to par. Nowhere near up to par. Making an animation of Neon picking up extreme speed in Death Egg. I see. I was just saying that it would be easier if he put it into one symbol, but everybody has their way of animating. Yeah, I have to agree with Tomity on this one. He was only giving constructive advice, but you do it your way however you want. Lucas, the hell did you do to make the smooth movement? A motion tween. Maybe you should watch this tutorial. And he said, God damn it again. Well, at least it can stop my suffering. Yep, definitely would recommend watching this. One thing I would suggest is take your time implementing frames and how you want your animation to run, because with the precision and quality you'll see the difference. Good luck. So I was trying to be constructive with him. Well, his attitude? Well, you get the picture, and you can already tell where this is going, so. Rayman! Nice! I loved playing Rayman games back then. It was part of my childhood. Yes. And then Zeno said, alright, where the hell is it? And Lucas says, dude, calm down first, and you should start watching from 7:28, the timestamp. I'ma post some renders at Creation Zone. And I said, is this how you communicate to other folks on Discord when you're working on projects? Lucas is being so kind and helpful to you, and you ask him in a very impolite manner? That's not the way to evolve. You can tell by his language the way he communicates to those who are only trying to help him improve, but he rejected their help, which was awfully rude. The sad thing is, he was becoming unteachable and irresponsible. You ask yourselves, if you saw someone who has an attitude problem who curses at you because they couldn't execute a project and follow the basics of their work, would you ever want to tolerate a user who's blatantly arrogant and can't be bothered to pay any attention to their constructed feedback? Before Zeno left the Discord server, people were starting to question the allegations of Zeno stealing art from Hikar Riveni and faking his own reputation as soon as the truth was about to unravel. He had left the server because he knew that he was going to be exposed. On the 16th of May, I had made a report video on his behalf for all the negativity that he's brought upon the Neon crew, and had not only dishonored Lucas RBDJ, but also the community which the moderation team and I had supported throughout the years. The funniest thing was that Xeno the Hedgehog thought that I was a corrupt moderator, which is totally ridiculous, because I can tell from someone's language and how they interact on the internet publicly. That was the first document report that I reported on his behalf, and that was uploaded on May. And then there was a second one that I did that was uploaded in June. As for this one, this is the final document I'm gonna make because the truth needs to come out, and there's a lot of things, as I said at the beginning of this video, that needs to be said and addressed. So, either way, proceeding. However, Xeno's rampage did not end there, as he made a new video and used my phrases and quotes from my report video, which I already addressed in front of my community and the Neon crew too. Before he had deleted his original channel, Xeno the Hedgehog, I was able to record the last video which included my voice and almost the exact same phrases and quotes I used for my own video. His lack of miscommunication and mentality shows that he likes to copy someone's work or context and refuses to listen to anyone's advice whenever he was told to stop during the incident. Before we continue with this documentary, I'm gonna replay this video one more time to show you that he copied some of my phrases and even used my voice for his video before he deleted his original channel. Please, have a watch and listen.
Which it's not about them but rather about this one guy, mainly because this video is about him. So to prevent myself from becoming a broken record, I'll be calling this guy the Anonymous. Though I do have few things I want to say. 1. Bear is a busy guy, and 2. He doesn't have time to deal with anything not relating to the works that Bear worked his on years of hard work, and 3. Who in would report something like that to Bear 2126. Then they just hide the fact that they lied to me when I had the proof right in front of me. They just hide it and act like nothing happened. Now when my community Omniverse said that we keep an eye on the outside and inside, I literally mean we keep an eye on the inside and outside. We're watching how the Anonymous and his relatives communicates, acts, and behaves. If they ever do come back to my community Discord server, which chances are they won't, they will be given a penalty. No questions asked.
You should be bloody ashamed of yourself!
I hope you come to realization of what you did in the future. If you did, then I might be convinced in the slightest to give you another shot. Just maybe a tiny smidge. But right now, you displayed nothing but you manipulating me for your dirty work, using me, taking my friends for your own, and making lies about me and others. And for that we all are disappointed in. You only.
Yes. As you can see, some of the quotes that he took from my video are simply identical to the one that I uploaded on my channel. By the time he had deleted his channel along with his socials, he started from scratch again with a new channel, External the Hedgehog. But up to this very day, he has not stopped making report videos, ranting or venting, and has reverted back to his old immature habits. When one of the moderators on the Neon Crew server had been hacked, as mentioned from Maxwell's statement earlier on, Xeno the Hedgehog accused Maxwell of trying to get him hacked, which was not intended to happen. So that's when I jumped onto his server and went undercover as Radical Robotnik to see what the problem was. And just when you thought Xeno was being civil, he decided to talk back and insist on being stubborn as a mule, who refused to be grown up about it and decided to ban me right away. And Lucas RBDJ was convinced during that time Xeno the Hedgehog had been so ungrateful, which resulted in some of the members leaving his server and parting ways for his own good. Nearly forgot to point out that my first encounter with Xeno since he had planned to do a stream about Yoshizilla had me feeling rather uncertain and skeptical, because when one of the moderators he explained to me their side of the story, I knew what I needed to say in order to keep this server civilized and friendly. Here's what I had posted to Xeno back in May, and then it was edited later on. It was then updated and edited later on as the weeks went by, and compared to the other disgusting toxic members I have dealt with the years, he was not taking the criticism that well, which got him riled up. On the 12th of May on his announcements channel, he was infuriated that he made a post regarding to his mother, which I find rather unpleasant for someone who loves you, and that only wants what's best for you. I don't know what issues that he's been having with his family, but from what I can tell, he may have behavior problems which affects his own mental health. Your family should matter, because they care for you, they love you, and will always support you during those dark times, no matter what. I bet he kissed his mother with that dirty mouth. Also, Zeno sent a message to one of his pals. Look, Ultra sent this today, and he is way misinformed because I left the drama yesterday and not going back to it. Number 2, I didn't blame or accuse any of the Neon Crew admins. 3, misinformation is unprofessional moderation, which is what Ultra doesn't understand clearly. He doesn't seem to realize that he was the only person who brought this upon himself, and that didn't get the hint easily. The moderators and I doubted that he would redeem himself and atone for his wrongdoings for quite some time. There's a screenshot on the top, so I'll let you pause and read it for yourselves, or I can zoom in for you. That'll help. Strap a lie detector on me and ask me, did I accuse any of the Neon admins? I'll take the risk. Okay, I want to state something loud and clear, because how he chooses to interact with people in a very nasty tone and for not putting his differences aside shows that he wasn't ready to accept the responsibility and couldn't stop rubbing salt to the wound. If you did something that you regretted doing, you should have stopped it right away and apologized to the admins for your misconduct behavior. Now, I know that Zeno had documented me in mid-August. Back before I had replied to a video related to a vile content creator, I was deeply concerned of a certain someone, which I will not be mentioning throughout this documentary, because I felt something was off about this topic. And it was not only connected to another group who had been doxing, but also targeting and harassing themselves non-stop. And way before I had commented on her video, I accidentally left the group chat without addressing to her that it was time to move on, as it was creating another issue. I felt extremely bad for leaving her side, since a friend of mine had posted something to me in the DMs which confused me and was related to the VR chat community disliking her. It had me really worried if she was hiding something, but as the time went by, and after rethinking about my response on her video, I came to realize she had been honest with me and told me the truth this whole time, and why she had been a target for so long. I felt really bad for leaving her without letting her know. I was able to address the situation to another group of moderators who understood my side of the story and how it was creating a huge backlash. Things got out of control after that, after I had left when another vile content creator had done a stream, and somewhere near the end of that stream they mentioned me since I've already reported it, and for not only impersonating me, but for misinformation. During Zeno's document, he trimmed out most of the message I had requested a member from the Neon Crew to send him because he had blocked me. Interesting fact, I blocked him first before he did. The long message I had already written was done back on the 19th of June. It was about time that I had to give him a proper telling off. This is what I had to say to Zeno on that day. I have it on my document, and I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna be real honest with you, Zeno, and let me be blunt. The reality is, you dropped the ball and let down a lot of people, not just on both Discord and YouTube. I'm talking on other platforms that you have been the center of the problem. I'm not fully convinced your attitude along with your ego affected your ability to communicate and function with others. And when that happens, people start to question of you, of what you do and how you behave in front of the public. And I have to say this, I've never in all of my years have I met someone that is far more arrogant than you. Because I've dealt with a lot more disrespectful schmucks in my time on the internet, and they got a real good slap in the jaw for not showing any ounce of respect or dignity or pride. There's something about you that seriously bothers not just me but other friendly folks I know very well of. You sound like a child who's got a lot to say when he doesn't know what he's doing, and you gotta start taking this seriously and civilly before you start running your mouth. And whenever we try to give you some helpful advice, you reject our help and revert back to your old habits, such as copying creators' work, copying phrases, which you did on a report video I documented professionally, passing on that liability to someone or a group who aren't aware of the real story. If you end up repeating your habits, your mistakes, and your stupidity, then you're gonna end up losing everything you own, such as your friends, your channel, your reputation, and your passion. This internet isn't always gonna be full of rainbows and sunshine weathers. The internet can be both a dangerous and safe place. If you come into this big bad world without even knowing the methods and how the system is supposed to work, it's gonna eat you up, it'll torture you, it'll humiliate you, and it'll put you straight down to the dirt and you will feel miserable. The sad thing is, people from my end and on the Neon crew know that you're full of crap, and that don't want anything to do with you based on how you've been impolitely rude. Or impolite and rude. Because at this point, kiddo, you're wasting your time, our time, and your efforts. And I dislike having my time wasted to someone who's a narcissist. For me, you're officially done. The way my system works, I don't give second chances to those who've crossed the line. And who've displayed zero tolerance. You can go tell your mediocre server and your pals that you dropped the ball, let everybody down, and acted like a petulant teenager, while me and the well-talently civil friends focus on greater things to inspire certified Sonic fans, because at this point, I'm not gonna waste any more of my time with you. In the next 5 to 6 years later, I hope you grow up to find your own passion, throw that ego of yours away, and find success in your life. Good luck and farewell. That was my statement that I wrote, fully. Here's another screenshot I'm gonna show. Have a look. He did the same habit, such as copying my statements, phrases, and quotes from both the document and the report videos I had released months ago. On my second report video of this arrogant user posted on the 29th of June, I had to be brutally honest with him due to his immaturity and melancholy, since he didn't have a clue to what he was doing as a creator. Video link is provided down below to what I said on his behalf. So that was the second report video that I've done. On the 19th of June, Zeno had stated an apology to me, but I sensed something in him was wrong. And it wasn't just his personality, but how he doesn't take full responsibility. This is his apology. If you want to read it for yourselves, go ahead and pause the video right now. He said he was going to fix it, but he reverted back to being the most disliked, small content creator and hasn't learned his lesson, and right now, he's nowhere near the level of maturity, or being a grown-up. He keeps claiming to be a professional when he's not, since the moderators from both communities I support knew what was going on with him, and how he's proven to be by far the most degenerate creator to have ever existed on the internet. Monk and Shay's apology. Okay, now, I'm gonna need to go into full depth with this apology, because I knew that Monk and Shay were actually making fun of my work and making fun of myself because of what I'm doing. So, here's what they had to say. He even took one of my documentaries related to both Monk and Shay, who decided to make fun of me and steal my music without permission. Luckily, that had already been taken care of. And because Zeno wasn't fully aware of the full story, both Monk and Shay apologized and owned up to it. At least Monk and Shay were a lot more open-minded and more noble than Zeno the Hedgehog, who tried to twist my story and to manipulate it into something that wasn't appealing to the overall document. Take a good look at the screenshots carefully and you'll see my point. Maybe we should apologize to Ultra firstly, Monk. That's what they did. I'm very deeply sorry after what I've done to you in the past, and I do really think I'm selfish after doing these to you, and again, I'm deeply sorry to Albino, Max, and anyone who I made any drama with, and I really hope you forgive me. And again, deeply really sorry. Now, since they had given me the most sincere apology, they finally got along with the other members properly without any hustle. They regretted what they've done and were given another chance. These screenshots were recorded on the 4th of August. Monk did apologize to the other members who had been insulted over the last few weeks, so he did a good job owning up to it. And yes, this is official, they did own up to it, they apologized, so if they are watching this, you're all good, okay? Not here to make it personal with you, I'm just trying to state to you that what you should have done, you should have stopped it altogether, okay? But I'm glad that you made up. Thank you very much. And this was my message earlier, this is what I had to say. If you want to read it for yourselves, you can pause the video right now. Seeing them as they read my document, I do feel bad for them, but at the same time, they should have stopped what they were doing. And had they stopped sooner, I wouldn't have had to write up a documentary on them. It is what it is, and sometimes you have to learn that the hard way when you've crossed the line. There will come a time where they will be a lot more mature and have established themselves throughout their time on the internet. It may not happen today, and it might not come fast. But if they can show the community how far they've come and learned from their mistakes, things will get better and they'll find their own love and passion. And they will start to see a difference. Getting back on the topic to where we left off on Zeno's document. He used a tool to look up my subscribers and viewers on my channel and use graphs of my interaction with the audiences. Zeno claims that my subscribers and viewers are fake or botted, but that is not true at all. The reason why that I say this is because I know hundreds of creators out there who are underrated and don't get enough acknowledgement or credit for their hard-working efforts. It's true not every video is going to be viral and have that many views on YouTube, because when you're a creator or content creator and want to show off your own set of skills and turn your hobby into a career, you'd watch tutorials on how to improve your tags, descriptions, grammar, and the quality of your content and what your channel is about. From the beginning of my journey, I used to post guitar covers of Sonic the Hedgehog and sometimes a bit of Ninjago. Nowadays, I compose rock music covers, songs, do voiceover work, even fan dubs on official Sonic the Hedgehog animations, collaborate with other talented musicians and artists, support multiple Sonic communities, and even give them the motivation that they need to get back on track. And for clarification, my channel, and I repeat, my YouTube channel, is not intended for kids under the age of 13. Even though I do swear a lot during my live streams, and occasionally on my gameplay videos, I only make these streams and content for entertainment, and to inspire Sonic fans worldwide as a beacon. I develop content that helps people to become better, to overcome these struggles, both on the internet and in real life. I have proven that to a lot of amazingly talented people from other groups and Sonic communities, and the groups that I support know about my work and how I operate, function, and deliver finesse. Nobody is perfect, whether you're a content creator or not. Everybody makes mistakes such as myself. That's what makes us all human. Not everybody on the internet is going to be all that nice to you, because eventually you will encounter people who are rude, manipulative, disgusting, toxic, or unreasonable. It's just how life goes on, I'm afraid. We just have to rise above hate and find our own happiness and joy, because when you find your place and your inner peace, you'll have a community and friends who look up to you, who always have your support and comfort you in the darkest of times. Never let anyone tell you that you're nothing. Never let them put you down. When Zeno mentioned the Ultrasonic Hero accounts, there was a very good reason for why I have more than one Ultrasonic Hero account. Back in August 2022, I had been scammed by a hacker who tricked me into thinking that was one of my close buddies was trying to showcase a game project. As it turns out, I had been hacked, so I had to inform my community and to several Sonic servers and groups on almost every platform of this incident that happened. Luckily, my private information wasn't compromised, but my main account was unrecoverable, so I had to make a new main account for myself, and when I was about to join back in on the servers I had lost connections with, for some odd reason, Discord was automatically kicking me out of the servers I had returned to, and it may be because of the Google authentication system, since I use both on my PC and iPhone. I knew that I wasn't able to join back in because of the complicated technicalities, so I made another solution. Here's the identification of the hacker I was talking about. So this was the hacked account. As I've made 3 Ultrasonic Hero accounts, I've decided to set my connections into 3 groups, where I can engage with most of the audiences who are mostly active every day. As for the Radical Robotnik account, which I've already used for Undercover, I've decided to stop using it and stick to my own schedule where I can focus on my own projects and look after my friends. Okay, now, since we're coming into this part of this document, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And there was another account that I have used, but I did not know that Xena was gonna be in it. And also, I will be showing a screenshot that I was talking to a certain SonicTuber, even though I feel bad for leaving her by her side. And I really do feel bad about it, I really do. And I want to own up to it. So, here's what I had to say on this document. The TS account, I did use it at that one time to see what was going on with him. And of course, this is a different content creator. It was, well, I'm not going to mention his name, but I think he had about 5 members on his server during that time. I think he did. I did use it that one time to see what was going on with him, but I didn't expect Zeno to be here on this server. As it turns out that he was not only connected to this topic relating to another user that docked a SonicTuber. Not only that, but Zeno must have passed on that liability to him along with the misinformation. On the 30th of August, Zeno released another drama video related to a different group who had falsely accused and still made several grammar mistakes in the description box below, as you can see on the screenshot I have captured. And get this, his video had a huge amount of dislikes, and I can tell that this kid seriously doesn't get the hint whenever he keeps making all these report videos over and over again like a broken record. It's maddeningly shocking. I've already showed this image on one of the documents, so if you want to recap on that, rewind backwards to this timestamp. He refuses to take responsibility when he keeps using my phrases from my video document like some copycat. That to me is just childish. If you made a video that didn't impress others, listen to their constructive feedback instead of being a stuck-up dyslexic lying little Pinocchio. Now, in the next few pages, or maybe 2, I don't know, but it's a long document, I'm going to be discussing something about this. Plus, I will be showing a few videos and a few audio clips that I have recorded and edited during the process. So, in the meantime, let's continue. So here is my proof of my work and the collaborations. Now, Zeno thought that I wasn't a professional. Throughout the years of my career and work, I've been supporting a lot of great communities and helping to make their projects happen, such as comic dubs, Sonic Legacy, music covers related to the Sonic the Hedgehog game, and even participating in the fan animation series Team Sonic Adventures by Lucas RPDJ. For example, I am the main composer for TSA, as described in the credits. Now, I've done 2 vocal songs, both Embrace and Ascend, which you have witnessed on my channel, and those songs received great reviews, great feedback, so again, I appreciate it. Next up is the Brotherhood's Twist number 2, where I voiced as Zavok in Sega Girl 101's comic dub. So, it's just at the end of the video, well, near the end of the video. Not end, but just near the end. And I even was the composer for Sega Girl 101's Sonic Online issue 248. There are more credits on her video, so if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description below. And then I even collaborated with Miles Workshop and Spiral, aka Spiral Music 1997, or originally Mr. Sonic Fan 1997. So, I collaborated in What I'm Made Of and Find Your Flame. And down below, I collaborated on The Infinite theme, that's the one it was called. I was going to say something else, but it's okay, I remember now. And of course, Miles Workshop, who does amazing remixes, I've collaborated with him and as well as Spiral on Embrace. So that was a song that was going to be part of the fan animation series, and it's going to happen. And the remixes he does, they were just amazing. And Miles Workshop collaborated with me on Fighting Onward from Sonic Forces, or as we call, Spaceport. And then Miles got to work with me on Pinball Act 1 from Sonic Superstars, and I gotta say, this was one of the most amazing covers we've done in a long time. So again, if you want to check out these musicians, links in the description below. And of course, the fan audio series Marcus the Hedgehog Redemption. And of course, I'm assisting Sonic Legacy, the team, where they're making a series. And we're on to the 5th issue at the moment. It's still in development. Now, if Polybee's watching this, he can confirm that I am with the Sonic Legacy team, and that I've been helping out to make this happen for the music. And one of my covers, Press Guard in Act 2 from Sonic Mania, was featured on Lucas RPDJ Sprite animation tutorial video, as mentioned on my document in the previous pages up above. There's my song that I released, and there's Embrace, and of course there's Ascent. Now, the neon design was made by Albino, so a shout out to him for providing this amazing design. So I asked him permission before using it, and I gotta say he did such an amazing job. So, Albino, very well done to you, my man. The root of Zeno's liability. On the 30th of June, Zeno had posted an apology regarding his behavior and for pinning the blame on other people, without the proper information or context for not showing honesty. When some of the people had suspicions on what Zeno had been up to, I was convinced that something was mentally wrong with him, and it wasn't just the lack of his communication, but whenever he conjures up a statement, but no matter how hard he tries, it wasn't enough to convince my friends who had been harassed and falsely accused that he had changed in the slightest. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. He's the least intimidating teen to ever exist on YouTube. Even though the names are censored in the message or in the screenshot down below, I still need to sincerely apologize to her. even though she's busy, I do want to clear things up. He did remind me of a contestant, from MasterChef Season 9. And yes, I know. I'm a MasterChef fan, I'm a Gordon Ramsay fan, Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, 24 Hours to Hell and Back. I watch those shows because it helps me to motivate and it helps me to improve my communication. Inspires me to be better. On the 12th of July, one of Xeno's friends had posted a video about the person. She explained to me in the DMs that she used to know this user, which I will not be mentioning during this documentary, and because he had connections with Xeno and thought that I was harassing him, which I wasn't. I was giving out a valid statement that she wasn't in the wrong, and that she had been honest with me this whole time. And to prove that she was telling the truth, I'll provide a screenshot on screen right now, even though that her profile and her username will be censored. And again, I do want to apologize to her, and to her friend too. She also said to me that he had mental issues and anger issues as well. Plus he swears a lot. She had kicked him from his server before because of him saying that she didn't try hard enough to help Star, and said some things out of his anger. Talk about someone who's such a sulky boy. His friend is age 20, by the way. So I just want to clear things up. Just way before that I commented on his video, I was looking up on the I was trying to look up on our videos and search for a channel, but then this one video had my attention. And it was the fact that this person was targeting this creator. And then that's when I commented on his video. So as you can see in the screenshot right now, I did go into Gordon Ramsay mode on him despite Xeno being part of this topic, and after I commented on one of his videos, that triggered Xeno to make a post on his Reddit account which had already been deleted and reported. What a real shame. I don't know who raised these two to act all egotistical and proud, and filled their ears with such narcissism that's gotten into their heads. However, I can tell that these two are such a horrid bunch, and I know what they're gonna say, since I've updated the document, but that's the hard way they're gonna have to handle by themselves. That's just life. I'm not here to feed their egos. Funny thing is, Xeno has kept saying that he means business when he's not taking it seriously because people are starting to see through him as a laid-back, self-centered little gremlin who doesn't show any care or any form of validation to his own small community. When you put all that together, you get an unhealthy, addicted, demurring pretender. Here's what Xeno had posted before his deletion. Funny thing is, he claims that he's employed, but he's obviously faking it. She did have a chat with him earlier on, and she was very wary of him and considering that Xeno must be misguided. She was keeping a close eye on him. He was trying to compare himself to me about my age and myself, and this was when he posted it onto his Tumblr account as well. Even though that he did not know how old I was back then he realized how old I was. Because of the IP thing. And I think it is. Or it's because he's been watching my content. Because yes, I am 30 years old. Age 30. I had already left the group DMs after one of my friends had posted something that caught me off guard. And I got slightly confused for someone who had been spreading false info. And somehow, I fell for someone's lie since I was part of the group who had been doxing and harassing and making more of these report clips. Knowing he is a small content creator, I am not going to mention his name. He knows who he is. By the time that she had posted a final response to this horrible, vile user on the 6th of August, and when Xeno and his friend had commented on our video, I was deeply concerned of how he was going to engage knowing he had a few mental breakdowns several weeks ago. It was bloody hectic, I'll tell you. And by the time that I had commented on her video before, there was a lot that needed to be said, and she was right. That I should have brought it to her attention before leaving a group DMs. I'm willing to take responsibility for that. And yes, I'm just gonna say this to my webcam right now. If you're watching this, I am truly, deeply, sincerely sorry for leaving your group DMs without addressing to you that it was time for me to move on. I should have brought it to your attention, and I felt ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself for that one mistake that I made, and I'm disappointed in myself that I'm literally cringing. Cringing to the point where I just want to slap myself on the jaw for that one mistake. Again, it was something in the DMs, it was related to the VR chat community, and it had me really confused. And by the time that this person wanted to contact me, relating to you, I just said that I had enough, and I was gonna cut ties with him completely. And I said to him that he dishonored me as a SonicTuber and as a critic. And since I have been keeping up to date on your community posts, and of course your content, I've been able to fix up most of the mess. Most of the mess that Xeno has done. And even though you didn't do anything wrong, you've been honest with me this whole time. You've been telling me the truth. So that is my sincere apology to you, if you're watching this right now or later. Okay, proceeding on with the document. Afterwards, Xeno had already posted another report on his Tumblr account, and did the same thing, such as copy my quotes from my 2 documented videos, which I had already been approved by the moderation team on both Lucas's server and my server too. Using the exact same phrases and quotes from my 2 documented videos just shows that he likes to copy my work and pretend to be some saint. The only thing that he will regret, other than making all these report comments and hiding like a coward, is becoming none other than a poorly excused ultrasonic hero wannabe who sounds like a politician. How about you start understanding how to communicate properly and show some dignity instead of being a narcissistic jerk-off? Just because I've told you to stop being such an embarrassment does not mean that you have the audacity to post something out of character. Here's a known fact. One of Xeno's friends did a live stream somewhere along the way, and they did laugh about a former CEO of YouTube, Susan, being passed away, which was not acceptable. I have recorded that as a separate video to showcase that they did laugh. And trust me, when you laugh about someone's death, that's not on. That is not on. No.
I could bet money on this if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, how quickly how many people have been exposed? And how many people are still around? One day,
Yeah.
someone with balls is going to sue YouTube. And then the lawsuit's going to have so much evidence against YouTube. Then YouTube's going to have to either A, shut down, or B, get rid of
Get
everyone,
better moderation,
or that. But
or
yeah,
C, put someone at a different, like, put someone as head as YouTube, not
Yeah.
some woman.
she's dead, by the way. We probably shouldn't make jokes about her. Yeah, she died.
Apologies.
but yeah,
Apologies.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah,
Then who took over YouTube now?
I don't know. I don't keep up that type of I just know that she's dead. I just know that she's dead.
Well, at least she's gone.
We're going to hell. We are going to hell.
Oh no. No.
Open the pearly gates.
Oh god,
Pearly gates. Pearly gates have been opened. No, I'm not talking about heaven gates. I'm talking about hell. Hell is we just dropped into hell.
Like, you're talking about a sinkhole to hell then?
Yeah, we're in the circle of hell. That's where we're going when we die. We should probably stop.
Yeah, no. We should stop at that point.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Listen, I know that Susan did not do a good job on handling YouTube standards and improving it for the platform. I know that. But she had a family. She had kids. She tried her hardest. That doesn't give you the audacity to laugh about her. Do you not understand what you're getting yourself into? Because I'll quote this right now, and I'm gonna say this. It is vile and disgusting. And then later on, he made another video, but it's shorter. It's about 3 minutes long, but he's put it on private. So before he did that, I recorded it as a video.
Okay. I thought I would make this clear right now. In Ultrasonic Heroes document, the guy that I he commented on my video about. So I'm just gonna clear all this up right now, so that way I don't make this even worse for myself. So basically, Ultra came into my comment section. I didn't come into his. He came into mine within the video about. It was a video about. I'm not going to mention either side's names because I think they've been through enough. So, like, if you know, you know. I made it very clear that I was just venting I made it very clear I didn't blame her for anything, and it basically just, you know, made it very clear that I just wanted to make one video and that's it. I just probably make that clear right off the bat. Also, about me and Sternal mocking CEO of YouTube's death, we never did. We never did. We did jack about that. I was like, hey, let's respect. You know, if you look at the live stream clip, I actually said, let's respect her and for her death. We were more talking about like how terrible the CEO she was. Just because they died doesn't mean we're talking about that type of stuff.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, we were lied about as well when we saw specifically where Ultra said that we were mocking the death of the YouTube CEO's death, when that's which we messed up. We never did.
Yeah. We absolutely would never mock someone's death. Like we absolutely.
I do not know.
Yeah, like we would. That's not something we would ever do, and we are. And the thing is, if you're expecting an apology from us, then you're not getting one, because we never did do it. So if we did do it, then different story. But like we didn't do it, so we're not going to apologize.
Yeah, and we would like an apology back, but of course, we already know how that's going to play out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
seriously, lying about that kind of stuff? I've already been lied about, like, too many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too many that I
Yes.
can't count.
Yeah.
And
So,
lying about
so
me now, and Isaac being lied about, this is just absolutely just ridiculous.
yeah. So I'm gonna make this very clear. What Ultrasonic Hero said in the document is not true, and if you're watching this, which I know you are, off.
Absolutely. Just leave us alone.
Yeah. So that's all we wanted to mention. So bye.
If you are not making fun or laughing about someone's death, then why were you laughing your asses off like a pair of hyenas? Cause I'll tell you something. It's not acceptable. And here's the worst part. You laughed along with Xeno over her death. I'm not in the slightest impressed. If that's funny, then I'm Gordon Ramsay, not Stevie Wonder. Because right now, 95% of the Sonic community is common sense. And today confirmed one thing. You did all for everybody. You did all. And I'll have you know, I've informed this to the moderators. You've only got yourselves to blame. What a disgusting way to behave in front of your live stream with only a few people. You should be ashamed. Anyway, I'm gonna carry on with this document. There's a long way to go. I believe we're over halfway there. Now, during Xeno's document, it contained a 13-minute long video where both Cosmic Slicer and Neo the Hedgehog, well, originally he was Cosmic Slicer, but as you can see on the screenshot right there, just to clarify, I'm not gonna pin the blame on both Neo or Slicer. They have no part of this, okay? And I don't blame them. I know that they were not aware of the full story, so in order for me to get this off my chest and to just explain it in as much detail as I can, here it is. They weren't fully aware of the story, and Xeno had ended up becoming one of the most hated users ever. I chose not to engage with the two of them and informed it to Albino, who knew Neo the Hedgehog, so Neo is fine. Cosmic had been involved in a few dramas before, as stated by Albino in the DMs on Discord, that he does not trust him. And since he had been involved in an accusation with Xeno before, so yes, both Neo and Slicer are on the Discord server. And again, I am not blaming them at all. Not at all. They're on the Discord server as mentioned, but that doesn't pose a problem to me. That document had already been reported, and I've cleaned up most of the mess that Xeno had made over the last 4 months, and it's been productively hectic. However, I did all that I could to ensure nobody was harmed or threatened. And these were the 2 users that were in Xeno the Hedgehog's Discord server. In this next page, I'm gonna prove to you that the Neon Crew is a big community, and not some kindergarten server like Xeno the Hedgehog's. Since most of the members on the Neon Crew server were well aware of this incident and how he had escalated his topics to a different level, they chose not to get involved in his schemes or attempt to interact with him, due to his failure for not coming to an acceptance of his own tantrums and behavior. And just to prove that, here are the members. There are over 1,700 people. 1,700. Since I've been moderating this server for over 2 years and helping to keep the server civilized and drama-free, Xeno the Hedgehog was not committed to change or redeem himself after his departure from the Neon Crew Discord server, as he had been spreading the incorrect context to his fellows and for not owning up to his flaws. The moderators, admins and I were right about the user being disrespectful for showing zero tolerance. He couldn't even apologize properly to the staff or the man himself, Lucas RPDJ, for developing Team Sonic Adventures. It was then Lucas realized that he didn't want any part of this, so he had to leave the Discord server and parted ways with him for a good reason, to prevent any negativity being spread. We were convinced at the time that he was putting it on and pretending to be somebody that he wasn't, and as it turns out, that he had been up to his old habits, which drove a few of his friends away from him. I've seen a lot of kids do this kind of crap, but what Xeno displayed in front of us was seriously embarrassing even for a kid at his own age. I doubt that he'll listen to our statements based on all of the hatred and jealousy, anger and stress that he's inflicted on, but I'm sure in a later lifetime, he'll take a step back from the internet and just reflect on himself and confess to those he's falsely reported on and copied from other creators. It's not normal for a 17-year-old user to be behaving like that. It is just insane. What he needs to understand and realize that he's taken all of his frustrations, anger and hatred that has gotten straight into his head, and he's been doing that for 4 months. 4 months. And here's the arts and the creations that Xeno had stolen. And he's stolen a variety of them. Right, so he stole a logo and then recreated it himself poorly, which did not look aligned. If you look very closely on this document on this page, have a look. You can see very up close that the eye shape is not even properly curved. Somewhere down the bottom. And then you can see a little bit of pixelated white parts below the head. So what he did, he edited it and made it look like it was... I mean, it doesn't look that good, to be honest, but yeah. And even with his music as well, his music was nowhere near up to par. If one of the music staff from the Sonic Legacy team have heard this, he wouldn't even be given a composer role. Talking of which, Xeno the Hedgehog made his own game, Sonic Lightspeed, which was released on the 10th of September. Back then, he did steal the original logo in the DeviantArt, as provided on another document which will be somewhere down below. And yes, the document links are down, not only in the description below, but also in the next few pages. Now, if you look very closely on the bottom right corner of this screen, you can see Xeno's profile that he uploaded that onto his YouTube, but then he removed it to prevent anyone from seeing it because he was going to get caught in 4K. Taking someone's artwork or design without the proper permission from the artist or creator is ultimately unacceptable to their standards and can easily dishonor them. If you stole something that wasn't yours, then you know you're about to get a lot of complaints and callouts, which can result in a very unhealthy situation. Trust me, you do not want to end up being in this position where you're getting caught in the act and when you don't take responsibility for your own misjudgment. It's a bad way to go. Hamster Gobbler has explained to me that the banner he originally made was stolen, and that drove Xeno mad when he used it. He even stole the logo, Sonic Lightspeed. Interesting fact, and as said before, Xeno is not employed and he doesn't even have a job. This is what he released onto his Roblox. This is the game that he was talking about. It's not a good game, to be honest, and here's the reason why. Not only did he steal the assets, but he created an underwhelming game that was not even close to par. It's below mediocre. As provided on the screenshot, even though the names are here, but that's okay. Now, seeing that there was only 40 people or 40 users who reviewed the game, only 18 enjoyed it, while the 22 did not approve. So basically, over half of the users would never recommend playing this again due to the lack of consistency and finesse. With those ratings, your game would fail with those numbers, along with the feedback. And perhaps it's even worse than Sonic Homelands. And of course, this is a Sonic game that I would never recommend him playing, and I'm not even gonna plan to stream it anytime soon. Right, I'm back again. Also, I had to change my top because I was sweating and it's boiling hot outside, so we're back. Moving on. He even attempted to leak users' names, ages, and even IP addresses. Honestly, this kid who has no passion, no heart, no hunger to strive for succession whatsoever. He is seriously a sad joke, and because of that happening on his shoulders and the hatred that he carries towards other creators who knew well of what Xeno the Hedgehog had been up to for quite some time, indicates to me that he is not capable or productive as he thinks he is. He still hasn't convinced me, or any creators that he is falsely accused on, that he can develop his own creations. The more documents and false advertising videos that he makes, the more times he escalates, bursts out of rage, or incapable he becomes. No matter how hard he tries to strive for success, it's never enough because without the heart or passion, it becomes meaningless, and that displays Xeno who he really is as an infant. He even puts the blame on the Sonic Roblox community, as mentioned in one of the documentaries that a few friendly folks have reported on his behalf. They were able to provide the correct evidence along with the stolen projects and creations that Xeno had stolen, and I feel that they did such a tremendous job, as I can calculate the percentage of the overall audience's engagement on Xeno's report content that he posts occasionally for all the wrong reasons. And knowing that he has hidden most of them on YouTube, I can say that roughly 76% of his audiences would never recommend his channel due to his inability to own up to his disrespectful behavior toward the Sonic community and not handling the constructive criticism given by other talented creators or artists. I do want to say that constructive criticism is not meant to hurt or harm anyone's work or reputation. It is to help creators, artists, musicians, developers, and collaborators to improve on their projects and to discover how they can redeem themselves to give it that attention to detail and evolve their own skills to their potential. Don't take it personally just because someone has explained to you that you've been dropping the ball. Learn from it and make your own career instead of being somebody else. Listen to their feedback, be yourself, and stay true to your art. So that is in the document to those who want to get inspired or motivated. Use that to your advantage. I reached out to a SonicTuber on the 4th of September of him revealing Xeno's true colors and addressing that he had been manipulating his community and audiences on both YouTube and Discord, where Xeno had escalated everything to a whole new level. It just became hugely problematic. On Discord, a SonicTuber, which I will not mention, was harassed by one of Xeno's friends, and the conversation was getting so heated that the user decided to be rude toward him. Please take a look at the screenshots down below. His name will be censored. As I scroll down on the page, you can pause the video at any time. There's about 24 of them, I believe. There was 24 screenshots recorded. So this is where the conversation began at 5:01 AM. Well, not my time zone anyway. It's a different time zone. And this is where the convo gets heated up a notch. I will state this loud and clear that he wasn't the one at fault here. He made a report video and a validation of Xeno of his irrational behavior. This user is being ignorant towards him. I don't know what Xeno's friend was on, but it clearly indicates that he was completely oblivious to the heart of the problem, and the problem is Xeno. I've got Zeno, who can't handle criticism, and I've got a user who just blows his tiny trumpet like an angry petulant elephant. He got mad over Zeno making another report video about him because of a video he had made not long ago. Alright, next up, we're here. There's the doc. And I said, he said that was a joke, so I was a little confused at first, but I understood where he was coming from. It wasn't personal, despite the previous dramas that Zeno had caused from the start. Alright, next up, here's another screenshot. Right, now the user's attitude starts to change as the conversation descended further and further. Be advised that the messages down below may be disturbing for some of the readers. I did say from the very beginning of the very first page of the document that it may contain disturbing context, so you have been warned. And next up, he then posted his report video to show the user what Zeno had been up to and how he was proving to be a liability. How can this user not see what he's done? He had made a document even with a few communities and that got approved by the moderators and admins and even myself. Even though he had admitted that he made some mistakes towards him, Zeno had been using the same phrases and used someone's mental health for his own content to make multiple excuses. You see how the user uses GIFs in a serious conversation when someone takes a statement seriously? It's almost as if the lad is talking to a dinosaur. Okay, when someone gives you proof of how Zeno doxed him in a calm manner, and I know this because it is mentioned in one of the documents, this is how the user responded to him, kid. Says the one who came into the DMs and wanted to pick a fight with someone who made his point specifically loud and clear. If someone was demanding me to hop into DMs for a chat in that tone in a very angry, disrespectful manner, I sure as heck wouldn't want to talk to someone like him who's not compassionate. He explains to him that he was stalked by Zeno on a video that was posted on the 30th of August. I've seen it too, and the saddest thing is, Zeno will never admit to his irresponsibility or make a proper apology. It's just scenario after scenario non-stop. You're gonna come in here and ask that to someone when he has confirmed that he was doxed by Zeno? I wouldn't trust you to moderate a Discord server, let alone the Neon crew that has 1700 members. It is indeed true that Zeno leaked the user's real name, which I will not be mentioning in this document for their own privacy. For someone like Zeno to be doxing someone on Discord or any platform for their private information, names or even IPs, that could lead you into all sorts of trouble and is considered to be illegal on the internet. I don't think that Zeno realizes how much trouble he is in and that could seriously ruin his own life. Do you realize what's gonna happen? Not only are they gonna be forced to call the authorities, but worse, you could be sent to a detention center or straight to prison. Is that what you want? Seriously? Jeez. Oh my lord. It's a long conversation, but keep reading, there is more to it. If it is private to him, then why would someone say that he doxed himself? That makes no sense. Zeno just had to go snooping like a little snake to get someone's full name from an account on Facebook and show it to the public. On his own video, which I've already censored on his video and it's recorded. Have a look at this.
Hello everyone, External here. And I didn't want to talk about this till now. Till knowing that things are finally going back to the way they were. And knowing that a huge community parts of a certain platform, Roblox, is now exposed of certain federal crimes they have committed. I didn't want to mention this to some of my friends, considering the fact that they are also sick and tired of this drama that's been going around. And considering the fact that some of my friends are aware of this guy's document that's been shown a lot of evidence compared to what was shown in this certain community that I will be explaining what's been going on in there. And of course, that community is basically full of people who are childish, selfish, foolish, etc. And of course, I am glad that this drama is finally over, and I'm already declaring it over since they've been exposed of everything, including the fact of their blackmail, cyber threats, etc. And if they try to comment on my channel, and by they, I mean that this community that I'm speaking of, I will immediately block them from my channel whatsoever, due to the fact that they've been also trying to get a reaction out of me, and I think they're going to try to escalate it further because of this video. So with nothing else to say, let's get this video started. So to give the long story short, for the beginning of how this drama started, there's this kid named aka Infinity, and he's been going around trying to call me a been trying to lie about me, trying to spread false rumors, etc. Then decided to make this group chat, decided to do some things that is unintended and very uncalled for.
There is no evidence to support the claim that he stole logos or music. The identity of the music composer is irrelevant in this context. The allegations appear to be unfounded, and there is no potential for claims of harassment towards individuals with suicidal thought. In an interview with External the Hedgehog on August 18th, he shared his perspective on the matter, providing insight into the actual circumstances. It is unimportant to note that this was not External's first interview regarding the situation. The screenshots presented to us clearly indicated that Infinity, aka was indeed using the Tory terms such as the R slur, F slur, and the N word, among others. Additionally, there was messages directed at External that included harmful suggestions and sexist remarks. We suspect this behavior is aimed to determine whether External might consider self-harm. According to the information provided by External the Hedgehog, it appears that the true predators of harassment and deceit are members of the Sonic Roblox community.
After the group chat incident, I was manipulated into making an expose video on, and later he decided to fake his apology. I have evidence of that as well.
Hello, Benny.
I'm so sorry from what I've done. I've seen what I've done being absolutely horrible through the video you posted.
Yeah, and you know how much I don't tolerate those kinds of people, and I warned you this would happen. And it will give you like a bad reputation, give you grief.
I also don't tolerate 17-year-olds who act like man-children.
Nah, I have to figure that one out myself, because literally, you told me to cut myself when all I did is ask for simple proof.
Alright, screw this. I'm not sorry at all. Anyways, you kinda asked for proof of Starlight's cuts
And he decided to snap at me because I was asking for proof, because of course people do fake suicide on the internet. So I do have a reason to ask for proof. Now, after the group chat incident and the expose video and him faking his apology, he decided to go from bad to absolute. Then they tried to make drama over me using some stupid assets that was leaked on the internet and accusing me of stealing a open source logo. Now, I don't know how, but how on earth are you able to steal a open source logo? That I do not understand one bit. And considering the fact that they're still saying that I stole it without me basically claiming that I did make it, which of course I did not, it's obvious they're trying to escalate the drama further. Then it came to my action to leave their Discord servers, never go back to the Sonic Roblox community, and I became against it. And of course, that does not make me an anti-Sonic person. No. Because they've been also lying about me being an anti-Sonic fan, which there's obviously no evidence of. Then there's this kid named Starlight23, and he decided to go to the force of blackmail, and me with tampering with evidence, which I have not done other than censorship. And he wanted his name to be out of the evidence because he thinks I'm mentioning him when I was not from the very beginning. Of course, he was dragging drama outside the Sonic Roblox community, by the way. There's evidence of that. And as of August the 27th, 3 days ago, the whole truth about what they're trying to do has been unfolded. Of course, they've also made a group chat, and I'm gonna let this section of that document that I was reading off of earlier speak for itself. Please pause to read. Yet again, after knowing that they've been exposed, and knowing that there's someone out there trying to be my guardian angel, I know for a fact that this drama is finally over, and it's all over for the Sonic Roblox community. I want to give a huge shout out to the moderators for letting me know about this document, and I want to give a huge shout out to all my friends that's been trying to support me throughout these days, and this whole entire month of how this drama's been happening. And I want to give a huge shout out to my fans so much. And I want to say thank you guys for the support. And it has really encouraged me further to make more content for you guys. And yeah, I will post the documents link in my Discord server and Twitter page after the video's released. Yet again, this is the only time I'm going to be mentioning the whole drama issue. And I'm not going to be taking this video down, but if they try to make more drama, I'm not even going to care at all, because of course, there's somebody going to be updating that document about this whole situation, and they're going to basically expose more information about what they were doing at all. And I want to say thank you guys for watching through this video. I can't wait to see you guys in a very good positive video, which is that Minecraft video and some other videos before it. Speaking of which, I'm still working on that Minecraft video, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. See you guys till next time.
I'm trying to help you to improve on yourself, but clearly you can't even listen to constructive criticism, and you can't help your self. He seemed to know Facebook more than One Winged Angel, who wasn't really picking up on what the SonicTuber was saying. And again, I'm not going to mention the SonicTuber. And all of a sudden, he got upset, and it came to my attention that talking some sense to him was becoming pointless. Knowing that there's been a few content creators who've been disrespectful and unable to atone for their mistakes. I mean, I can fix most of the problems. I can help people to improve. But honestly, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to fix Zeno or his pals that were involved in him and who sided with him. I don't think that I can fix them. Also, please do forgive me about the swearing on the screenshots and especially on the document. Perhaps he should have stopped making jokes about him. However, I don't think One Winged Angel was watching the full video of Zeno. One Winged Angel wasn't really buying it though, so he's also pinning the blame on him the same way Zeno did. Yar Yar Days is in fact used in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so he's implying that he's annoyed and bored of this conversation. You're the one who wanted to talk to him, and yet you tell him to go shove off with that attitude? What a shame. Well, I could say he definitely got that off his chest. Aside from that, he did all he could to provide the user his side of his story. One Winged Angel was denying his story that was in fact doxed by Xeno for leaking his real name on Facebook. He knows that he regrets that he said some things that were out of line and out of character, and he can learn from it. Xeno, on the other hand, he likes to torture other content creators for something he claims that he did not do when he was already caught for stealing artwork, projects, music, and even phrases from my documentary. One Winged Angel says he's been polite? That was nowhere near polite to him. When he decided to intervene and start playing the blame game, he called him child. Called him a child. I mean, seriously? They're gonna call him a child? And you're saying to him that he's 13? And you call him a child? Disrespectful. Technically, you did get yourself into trouble because I'm not the only guy who's witnessed all of this coming from Xeno. There's a lot more people than you realize. And then the conversation ends right there. Jeez. That was one hell of a backlash, wasn't it? What the hell was this guy on anyway? Like, I'm just gonna come in here and tell you to go f because of you doxed yourself. I mean, come on. Seriously? Can't even provide the proper context. Plonker. I see the screenshots with their interaction, and One Winged Angel expects the Sonic community to get blown away with that display of ignorance? Well, not only that I'm disgusted, I'm shocked. Shockingly disappointed. Xeno is still making report content on his channel and is still blaming everybody but himself. It's just unimaginable how a teenager at his age is displaying so much hate and harassment on other SonicTubers over their valid documents that they have written online. Honestly, I don't think Xeno can come out of his limbo or end his own cycle, because it's gonna come to the point where he'll no longer have control of himself and lose his friends he once had. I've tolerated and dealt with a lot of awful, ungrateful users over the following years on YouTube, but I have never, in all of my years, have I met someone that I believe in as little as Xeno the Hedgehog. If there are people like him who can't handle criticism and who will not be humble enough to confess and to own up to whatever cyberbullying methods that have creative, then there is no helping them. When he rejects the help or advice, then it's gonna result in a very unsatisfying reality. And then Xeno posted something in his community section today. So Xeno posted another excusable post on his community section. Still blaming everybody around himself. The usual. And he said he was gonna make it official. He's gonna make it officially known. But it's not official. It's not official that he did all now, is it? And again, the grammar mistakes. Because he doesn't realize that he's exposed himself. Everybody saw that with their own two eyes. They seen it, they heard it, they watched it, they read it. The funny thing is, whenever he posts something on Discord and YouTube, or on any platform, he comes up with a way to manipulate his audience with the incorrect context and misinformation, knowing that his grammar seriously needs a lot of work and improvement. He thinks he's exposed everybody around him, but the harsh truth is, he only exposed himself not only by stealing creations from musicians, creators, artists, and animators, but also for displaying rude manners, arrogance, hatred, and such diabolical behavior in front of the public in the Sonic community. We're now down to the last 2 pages on this document. Oh yes, I nearly forgot! There is 2 more audio clips. I'll play this right now.
So there's this 13-year-old kid by the name of on the internet. He's been going around calling me a etc. And I made an expose video exposing all those things that he'd done. And apparently a certain someone decided to defend him when literally the kid almost got that person killed. By that, I mean, like, there's a situation going on with that kid where was accusing him of stealing renders, which is downright crazy because literally did not own those renders, because even though he made those renders of Sonic the Hedgehog, it doesn't mean he owns them. They are all under Sega's own character IP. I never wanted to speak to him after what he has done, but he had to comment anyway, saying a lot of things that is downright a copy of my messages, a copy of everything that I've been doing, like from profile pictures to messages I made to catchphrases I use. And thanks to that, I'm not going to be using those catchphrases anymore. And I'm going to make sure I have a watermark on every piece of content that I make in the future, because I'm not allowing this kid to take it all. If he does, I'm going to end up suing him in the near future, because if I do, with all evidence, or tell his parents about this, I could imagine what kind of ban of any electronic or from the internet that would get. Anyway, I do apologize for what's been scaring my fans lately. I do apologize. I'm making sure all that is not happening ever again. So, just make this a fair reminder. This kid named is to be marked and avoided. And I will see you guys again in the near future. And stay safe. Do not allow anybody to harass you or make fun of you, because it just counts as cyberbullying as well. And considering the fact I'm going through a lot of things that is serious, nobody is basically going to care, because everything's not been about sunshine in the Sonic Roblox community. In fact, do not join the entire Sonic Roblox community. I'm just going to say that. If you want to be part of the Sonic Roblox community, I want to say this. Join the Bulge community, since that is the only community that is safest on Roblox right now for any Sonic related stuff. So yeah, this is it for this message, and I hope you guys are informed about what's been going on.
And of course there was one on the 13th of September. Cue it.
Hello everyone, Xtron here. Now this video won't be the longest, but I think it's necessary. So, what's been going on with the Sonic Roblox community, it seriously has to stop. And I'm not the only person noticing what's been going on. I've already exposed these kinds of people of lying about me. I've even exposed them of escalating drama behind my back. I've even exposed them of racist and sexist slurs. Heck, I even exposed them of making false accusations on me when they're not true. And heck, an example of this is accusing me of doxing, when reality is he doxed himself. And of course, I'm not the only person noticing that too. Millions of others are already noticing.
And the funny thing is, he says that millions of others are watching. You don't even have millions on your server or on your channel, you dimwit. You don't even have that many. You're a small community. A small community. And yet you're gonna say that they were harassing you? They never harassed you, Zeno. They just told you the truth.
And I'm going to say this, it's not worth what they're trying to do. I'll even be quite honest, they've been doing this for like the past month now. And it has not stopped. They've been trying to attack my game. They've been lying about me. And heck, even when I asked for proof if I did steal their assets, there's no proof, because such evidence doesn't exist. And I think it's obvious by now that they've been lying about me. Because I'm not going to tolerate people lying about me. I'm not going to tolerate some degenerates trying to lie about me, try to attempt to blackmail me. And heck, I'm going to even say this, I've been almost blackmailed 2 times now. during this entire situation. 2 times now. And it's already getting disgusting. I've been blackmailed once. I'm not going to be blackmailed 2 more times. I'm not going to tolerate that. So yeah, I think that's it for this entire situation. I hope it is, because literally what they're doing is just absolutely absurd. They've been lying about me. They've been trying to blackmail me, etc. And if this video does appear in service that doesn't tolerate drama, I do apologize sincerely, because this situation is just by far the most disgusting of them all. And heck, we're not going to tolerate it. We're not going to hesitate to fight back. So, I hope this video does reach out to people so they can know what's been going on. Because, yet again, they've been lying about me. Again. They just make up weird excuses to lie about me. I don't get what they're trying to get at all. I seriously don't. So, I hope we look forward to a positive future. I can't wait to see everybody in an actual video other than this, because I'm getting sick and tired of it all. So, I'll see everyone in the next video.
So do yourself a favor and shut your fat mouth! Stop proving to me. The moderation team knows it. They approved it, as well as the documents and the videos. So, proceeding on to the last 2 pages. Early in September, I came across a SonicTuber who had also encountered Xeno, and it turns out that there are more evidence to it, as well as Xeno not admitting to his own faults. Luckily, one of Blank's friends had created an accurate document of Xeno's disgusting behavior, as well as making report videos for such misleading intel and info. If you want to see what Lol Dude has written and documented, I'll leave the links in the description below. And even Slicer was siding with Xeno on his story. Not blaming Slicer or Neo on that. As I already stated, I'm just saying what needs to be said loud and clear. And to give validation. Feedback is important. Constructive feedback. The Sonic community and the rest of the pals were not convinced that Xeno the Hedgehog had fully understood the full scoop. Same goes for Slicer. On the 4th of September, one of the SonicTubers had posted a video about this user who had made about 5 to 7 videos of him non-stop and hadn't stopped bullying and pinning the blame on those around him. There will be a video link down below if you wish to hear more, plus a separate document regarding the Sonic Roblox community. Bear in mind, this video may contain strong language and some context may be disturbing for some of the audiences or viewers. And to conclude this document, here's what I had to say. To conclude this documentary on behalf of Xeno here, is my last and final statement that I want to address. He has not only become the most arrogantly disrespectful users on the internet, but he has ruined his own reputation, failed to handle constructive criticism, unable to own up to his flaws or redeem himself for all the troubles that he has caused over the last 4 months, failed to take responsibility, which has fueled up his own ego, his attitude and hatred, which had left him a poor, underwhelming impression on others. He lacked caring, lack of understanding, and with no sympathy or remorse whatsoever. It has also come to my attention that Xeno is a low-rated, ungrateful, degenerated copycat who stole people's artwork, manipulating his audience for attention. That's what little kids do at his age. I know that's a part of life and people who need a lot of growing up to do, which is totally relatable in terms of being human. What he needs to understand, and again I said it before and I'll say it one more, that he's taking all of this anger and this hatred that has gotten straight into his head, and he's been doing this multiple times for 4 months. I know that he's not a CEO in terms of communication, because of the way he's displayed his asinine behavior online. Xeno was lost in space, so I sent this alienated narcissist back to whichever planet he came from. And if you do get the idea, what Xeno is, yes, it's an alien. because he's alienated and he's lost. He needs help. Urgently. Now for the last and final paragraph. I wanted to give a humongous thanks to the moderation team and to those who were involved in getting in touch with us, providing as much detailed evidence, and for being great assets to the community on the Neon crew. If you ever encounter this teenager, please do not spread any hate towards him or let him drive you mad, knowing he's an attention seeker. After all, he's just a kid who needs to learn to grow up. The only thing that I would consider for him is to take my advice and quit pretending to be somebody he's not. If he cannot change his ways in a healthy mental state, then he needs to retire and consider going into a long-term hiatus from the internet. Thank you for coming to read this document and for your understanding of this full story. It is time to move on. God bless you all and take good care of yourselves. Written and documented by myself, Ultrasonic Hero. Even though my back is still aching from me leaning forwards and backwards, but it's okay, I'll be fine. But yeah, that is the entire document, and I've spent a lot of time doing it. Before we bring this documentary to a close and to an epic conclusion, I want you to know this, Zeno. The Sonic community will always have my back, and I will always support my friends, the moderation team, and to the amazing communities out there. No matter what you do, and no matter what you say, it will never be enough to justify for your own actions. It's over! And even if you try to send your folks to come after me, to message me and provoke me, I ain't gonna respond to them. Because you and them are not worth it. The end. A big thank you to the moderation team and to those that were involved for providing as much evidence, as much intel, and as much context throughout this entire documentary. And I've completed the entire story. My, that took me a lot of talking, knowing I've been recording for over probably 2 hours. I don't know. I think 2 hours? I don't know, but I had to record like several. Well, I wouldn't say several, but I said like maybe a few takes. And even though I had to be brutally honest, and again, if a certain SonicTuber, and of course a female SonicTuber, if she's watching this, again, I hope I provided all the intel that I could. One last and final time, I am sincerely sorry for making that one mistake. Had I brought it to your attention sooner, things could have been resolved differently. If I had, it would have been resolved. If you want to contact me, you're more than welcome to in the DMs. With all that being said, I have completed the entire documentary, and we know that Zeno the Hedgehog, along with the other schmucks that have falsely accused all my folks, my friends, and the moderation team, that's on you, okay? I'm not taking this personal, alright? I'm taking this professionally. Documents are in the description below, along with the videos that I have documented for May and June. And again, don't take it personally. Take it professionally. Okay? To conclude this entire video, which I've been recording for a long time, I do want to give a big thank you to not just to the moderators, not just to my friends, but to the other SonicTubers for not only sharing as much intel as possible, but they've done such an amazing job. And with that, I can't ever thank you enough. I know I say thank you a lot, but I really, really mean it. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share this with your friends. Be sure to spread the word to any of your folks in the Sonic communities or any servers that you're on. Let them know what's going on. And let them know that I sent you. I am forever in your debt for all the hard work, and it finally paid off. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one. Take care.